Yo, Shortbox Nation, this is Botter, and I'm here to tell you right now that con season starts early this year with the return of Northeast Florida's premier anime, comic book, and sci-fi event, Collective Con. That's right, Northeast Florida's largest pop culture convention returns for its 10th year on March 8th through the 10th at the Prime Osborne Center in Jacksonville, Florida. 10 years of Collective Con, they're pulling all the stops out to make sure this is a can't-miss event. And the guest list they got going, don't even get me started on the guest list. I mean, they've got A-list celebrity guests and voice actors from some of your favorite movies, anime, and video games like Elijah Wood and Sean Ashton, Ray Park, Trisha Helfer, Ross Marquand, Max Middleman, and Bo-Katan herself will be there, Katie Sackhoff. Tell me what other convention is giving you the opportunity to meet Frodo and Sam from Lord of the Rings, Darth Maul, and One Punch Man all under the same roof. Only at Collective Con. And if you're looking to get some of your favorite comics signed, or if you want to get an original sketch from some of the best comic artists in the world, well, you're in luck, because there'll be plenty of comic and creator guests there, like DC comic artist extraordinaire Clay Mann, Harvey Award-nominated illustrator John Taylor Christopher, Marvel and DC cover artist Chris Stevens, and acclaimed Star Wars author Timothy Zahn. They'll all be at Collective Con this year. And if you're looking to bring the family, or if you want to make a weekend out of it, you're in luck, because there'll be so much going on at Collective Con that weekend in the form of vendors, fan panels, video game tournaments, cosplay contests, after parties, and a bunch of fan events. You can purchase single and 3-day weekend passes now using the link in this episode's show notes, or by going to collectivecon.com to book your tickets and hotel. Buy your tickets now, and I'll see you at Collective Con, March 8th through the 10th. Now let's start the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Shortbox Season 6. Yeah.
I reread it and it's like, man, this is a batshit crazy story. Ayatollah Khomeini, the real Ayatollah.
Wait, get the fuck, the Ayatollah, isn't it?
He becomes a ambassador for Iran.
Yeah, Joker becomes the
and gets diplomatic immunity.
Political
It's
ambassador.
super like not gonna fly today. Like
Yeah,
it's
no.
very. It's like Palestinian terrorists and it's anti. It's like, wow, this is nuts.
Who wrote that?
It's Starlin and someone else.
Jim Starlin? Yeah.
Jim Aparo, Jim Starlin, and
Danny O'Neill was editing,
Oh, that makes sense.
but yeah, it was Starlin
Fucking
and
Ayatollah.
Dude,
yeah,
Damn.
the real. I
Great
mean,
name.
not like just a comic book,
No,
but
like,
the real. They
IR
drew him. He's in a panel. Yeah,
Well,
Joker in a
in a
not a
freaking-
turban. What are they called?
Oh, he's got that just shamach on
Yeah,
his head.
walking into the UN.
You know,
Oh, this is
traditional
not
shamach.
Superman telling Batman's like,
fucking-
"Hey, man, he's this is you can't touch him."
The Iranians literally put a clown
Yeah,
as their ambassador.
to kill everybody. Was that the plan, or was that just Joker's
It's
thing?
Joker's plan for sure.
Yeah, I'm guessing that. Yeah, I don't know.
They totally retconned that for that Death in the Family cartoon.
They have to. They can't have
They-
Ayatollah. in
They
it.
made like Ra's al Ghul.
Who's
like,
the current leader of Iran? Put him in there.
Yeah, like
It's just generic. I'm sure generic, maybe Middle Eastern style terrorists.
it was
That.
Ra's al Ghul. Like
Oh, they
he was
put Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah, he
Okay.
was like basically
Oh,
he
that's a
felt
good
bad
change.
for bankrolling the Joker. He was like, I
And it
shouldn't
wasn't
have
like a
backed the
missile.
clown.
It was like he has plutonium or something.
Something
in this?
like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
He
yeah,
had the one thing, like one cruise missile in it, like that.
right.
I'm gonna sell this missile
Yeah,
so I can bankroll my crime. It's like, wow, this is businessman Joker.
Actually,
That's
what's your favorite Batman story?
she's like Batman sucks.
I don't know. He's all right. I like the that old Gotham by Gaslight one.
That's a good one.
Safe.
That was cool. Yeah,
Safe.
I mean, as far as like the new stuff, it's it's all right. It's Batman.
It's bad.
He never really like
changes.
blew my skirt up ever.
Whoa.
Whoa!
I'm using-
uncomfortable.
I'm using-
Uncomfortable. I'm triggered.
Wow.
What? You know what's funny? With
Language,
all the, hold on.
Ashley.
Yeah, hold on.
Language.
With all the stuff that we've said in front of her as guys,
That's like a
we're
30s
like,
thing. That really did
Right.
blow my skirt up.
Yeah, all Ashley said was, yeah, it doesn't really blow my skirt up. We were like, oh!
It's like Marilyn Monroe on that great
Yeah, like
holding her dress.
with the edgy material, Ashley. All right, edgy material.
Wow.
My virgin ears.
Anyway, my penis.
Actually, I have a question. I'm gonna put you on the spot on about
again,
like I always do.
2 times in a row.
What does your husband Josh think about the show? Does he ever listen back to any of the episodes?
I don't think so, because he's never confronted me about anything. Like, he's never asked me about anything.
To be off.
I feel like he would have at least said something.
Stay away from my wife.
I think we'll leave it like that.
Do you ever tell him about, like, when we're doing like live shows or just week in, week out of like recordings, do you ever tell him, like, man, you should have seen these motherfuckers today?
She's like, no, Butter. Only a narcissist would think or ask that question. You aren't on my life 24/7.
Do you guys ever talk about me?
Yeah.
No, I feel like I've been watching Breaking Bad recently, so like he sees like Walter White, and then I have like the Heisenberg side.
Holy shit!
So it's not that bad,
good...
but there's just. I just do my own thing.
And so you end up throwing
She's like, I am the one who knocks on it.
So you're equating the studio to a drug
meth
spot.
lab.
Meth lab. Thank you. Okay.
Meth lab.
I'll take it. I mean,
What those vials were in the
I was
kitchen.
going to say, she's also making a metaphor loosely that she has to go to a dark place to be on the short box.
I mean, I don't say things like blow my skirt up in front of him.
Whoa. Unacceptable.
I think it actually might be funny to like bleep all that out.
Can you imagine? She said,
I was
I
was at your wedding. That was part of the vows. It's like, Josh, when you my skirt up, I knew you were the one.
Dude, just bleep out my skirt out. So it's like he just my skirt up. Like what is that? What did she say?
Thanks, Ashley. I got more homework. I actually got to edit.
Smash that like button. Subscribe if you want to know what Ashley said.
Oh, it's Patreon exclusive.
Be a patron.
Stupid. Yeah, you are stupid. Dang, that's a great selling point, though.
You said I'm stupid, but I saw the dollar signs in your eyes so fast. You were like, shit.
Like literally, I'm like, yo, see, I'm blind. Oh man. All right, so I got to update the Patreon.
Smash that like button. Hey.
Hear what Ashley really thinks about it. Damn, thanks, Ashley. That was a good springboard to get around to the introduction.
Oh man,
this is. I feel cheap.
I don't even know what we're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of empty without Corey. We miss you, Corey.
You mean a hostage? It's empty without a hostage?
Yeah, I feel like I perform at my best when we got a live studio audience member, singular.
Yeah, I feel like I perform at my best when I have someone to push Stockholm Syndrome on.
Oh, man. Well, this is a better point than any to go ahead and introduce this week's episode of the Short Box Podcast.
Smash that like button.
To our dedicated listeners and Short Box family and friends, welcome back. This is episode 294. And in the case for some of you, welcome to the Short Box Podcast, your soon-to-be favorite comic book and pop culture podcast. I am your host, Botter Milligan, and I am joined by my talented ensemble of co-hosts, including my man Cesar Cordero,
Fool,
Ashley Business, Lanny Hoy, and the business jacket. Come on!
I was waiting.
Oh, no, I didn't even notice.
That's a great sports coat. Ashley comes in here fly every week, and you guys don't appreciate
Don't try
her
to
enough.
make up now.
Ashley, I see you and I respect it.
Thank you.
Two weeks ago, you were calling her Ash from fucking Pokemon.
Because she had a baseball hat on.
Yeah, all she did was wear
Not
a
even
hat.
the colors.
It's like a socks, like a Red Sox hat.
She wore yellow, and Potter's like, "Hey, Pikachu, hey, you're a good guy. We're having fun.
And of course, Edmund Danzart is here with us today.
Just a t-shirt and jeans. No business.
Oh, hey, you're
Nothing.
fucking Stan
Nothing.
Lee, right? You wear glasses.
And a beard.
And we are recording live from the Short Box Studio here in Jacksonville, Florida. And this episode is made possible by our sponsor, Gotham City Limit, Jacksonville's premier location for comic books, collectibles, toys, and more. And of course, our Short Box patrons, whose contributions help us keep the lights on here at the studio.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
We're recording live. We're not recording live.
What am I supposed to say? All right, I try my best to come
Live
up
to
with
tape.
Live? You gotta download it.
All right,
Hey,
we're
we're all live.
We're recording live-ish.
Live-ish. There's new title for this episode, guys. Smash that like button if you want to hear live-ish.
Oh, live.
Coming at you live.
Episode 294.
Subscribe. Become a patron.
Yeah, we got a new patron. Speaking about patrons.
Oh, yeah, we
get
do.
those round of applauses ready. I want to welcome RC Gamut.
Yay, RC.
Thank you for your contributions
Cola.
and signing up. RC just became a new patron on our Patreon page. And I also want to shout out David Morales, man. He's an existing patron, but he is constantly always sharing episodes. He's always, advocating for us and representing. So I want to give a shout out to David Morales for that support. And of course, Corey Torgerson, who is the our photographer that stopped by last week, snapped some awesome photos.
Shout out to Cassie, too.
Yeah, and Cassie as
For
well.
jumping on that True Believer tour. Thank you. I will get more Star Wars figures because of you.
Is that what you do this podcast for? Is for
To be Skeletor?
Speaking about our patrons and on our Patreon page as well, we'll be raffling off one of these fly ass short box hats from our family and friends batch that we printed last month. That was only like a batch of 10, kind of like a pilot run before we do, before we produce more hats right before the episode 300. So we've got one hat that we want to raffle off to one lucky short box patron. All you got to do is sign up on our Patreon page, patreon.com/theshortbox, and you'll be automatically entered in the raffle. We'll probably do that sometime mid-August, so in a week or two. So normally we would be doing a short box story segment. I wanted to switch things up, man. Kind of try something new. It's all about trying. What did you say? I want to lead with emails, man. Yeah, I'm kind of in the mood of just putting a spotlight on the people that make this show possible, which is our listeners and our supporters. And we've got a good number of emails, and a lot of them kind of have questions and topics for us to discuss. So I figured, why not let our listeners do all the work for us?
Oh, God. Oh, this is what they pay for.
Yeah.
Smash that like button. Do the research for us. Here to show us.
Tell us what you want to talk about and provide the sources. Hey.
Please use College AP style if you can.
All right, this first email is from Malcolm Jackson, and he actually sent it like 30 minutes after we finished recording last week's episode, the Art Adam Spotlight.
After you called him out? For not emailing?
he heard it. Like he said, his ears are ringing. So let's go ahead and read Malcolm Jackson's email. I'll pass it over to C to do the honors.
The original Black Panther, Michael Jordan. What it is, y'all? Malk back. Oh, God damn it! Hold on.
Wow,
Fucking it up already.
I wouldn't have.
Hold on. No, let me read it like Botter. What it is, y'all? Malk back at it once more. After listening to the last episode, after going to the sock hop with my best gal,
with scary accurate.
with Big Walt, and hearing the discussion about who would be the Michael Jeffrey Jordan of comic book artists, I thought I'd try my hand just to spice things up.
Uh-oh.
While I agree with with Jim Lee, I'm going to go with the direction of Alex Ross on this one. Boo! Yeah. Okay. His work is amazing to say the absolute least, but he makes these portraits in such a way that from a mainstream pop culture perspective, Alex's work is most recognizable. Jordan's game was elite, but he was also so recognized by folks who didn't watch sports. I believe Ross has a similar power. This email should have went out already, but fuck it. That's my 2 cents. I 100% agree with Malcolm.
That's
fucking Alex Ross.
So I did get some pretty demoralizing and demeaning DMs
Oh my God.
about my Michael Jordan comic book hot take. No, it's not even a hot take of my
Just a take, and you got like...
Yo, scorched, man. Like, come on, guys. It's my opinion. No, I ain't getting no bad.
Did you really know?
No, I mean,
He's like, no, I didn't. Then goes like to his room, starts crying.
Drew.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I got more messages about Drew's take. Like, yo, you got to get your boy.
Yo, handle your boy.
I'm telling you.
Those are my favorite
He's
messages.
just trolling. He's just trolling.
We hope so. But
I hope so too.
For anyone listening, the original discussion about the Michael Jordan of comic books started about 2 episodes ago, 292. It was called Null and Void. Me and Drew went down to Orlando to talk to Walt. One of the discussions was, hey, who's the Michael Jordan of comic books? I went ahead and stood my ground with Jim Lee. Malcolm does bring up a good point about Alex Ross, the ability to be recognized outside of the comic book circle, I think is definitely something to
That
consider.
is the best point to consider, considering people like me who didn't give a shit about sports in the 90s knew everything about Michael Jordan. Like, I was like, oh, yeah, I knew that. Like, how could you not? You know, like, how could you not know anything about Michael Jordan in the 90s? It was like, damn. Oh, I'm sorry.
He pulled a you.
Clyde Drexler.
Oh, love that guy.
Yeah. Clyde Drexler.
He looked 40 for like 20 years. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, who do you think's the MJ of comic books? I'm curious to hear your pick.
I mean, now that he mentioned it, Alex Ross, because like Kingdom Come was
One
just
4-issue series.
But I mean, panel after panel, like he proved he could do it. It was gorgeous. Every like inch of that book was perfect.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. You talk shit about Mark Wade? Botter's about ready to like strangle somebody.
No, hey, look. I like when Ashley gets into her artist talk bag, man. Like, Ashley, that was good.
What are you doing right now?
I'm trying to appeal to a younger
Game of Thrones this shit? You fucking trying to Game of Thrones this shit? You fucking making alliances over there on the side? Freaking making hand signals and shit?
I'm trying to crush you.
I think it's a good pick. I was just joking around. But I would say... No, he's great.
Walking it back.
Oh, he's great. He's great. He's a good guy. Great guy.
Hey, good
friend
guy.
of mine.
Yeah, friend
guy. No, I would think I like the Jim Lee pick. I like the Alex Ross pick, but as divisive as he is, and as far as just going through different mediums, different things, and being really successful.
Oh, shit.
Todd.
I knew you were going to say that.
You know what?
After more thought, it has to be Todd.
If I may,
in the 90s? Oh,
Yeah.
nobody fucking
I had a note.
Toys, film,
Yeah.
video games.
comics, both
And this
Marvel
was
and
meticulously
Image.
planned.
Yeah.
Him basically causing a coup in Marvel.
Yeah.
Only their top 8 guys see
Yeah.
ya pieced out.
Literally was the host of the Dream Team of comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dream Team.
I had a note that
Just
I
as
was,
a businessman, as a artist,
yeah.
as a writer.
Fuck
as
everything. It's Todd.
I mean,
So I did have a note that I was going
Look
to
how easily I was
possibly-
swayed.
I know.
Ed was just like Ashley was.
You jumped on Alex
I didn't even
Ross?
have to say it. I just had to say, I knew it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I was like, what Ed says.
Sold.
What Ed says.
Tommy Ford. You're like, yes. Oh my God. Yes.
2 seconds later, I was like, no, what Ashley says. I like what Ashley says. Corey Torgerson was here. I'd be like, yo, Godzilla's
My-
the best artist of the 90s.
My only
I was gonna walk
my
back.
only issue with Alex Ross.
No pun
and
intended.
Definitely not his work, but it's just his
His influence.
long run
Yeah.
of work.
I don't think he's that
He's done several
recognizable.
little miniseries,
Mhm.
but he doesn't have for me personally to put someone in that category. You have to have a long.
You got to have a
run.
catalog.
You have to have at least a year run long on either your creator-owned stuff, either Marvel beat DC big time characters. And Kingdom Come was great, but it's 4 issues, and he did a lot of one shots.
Yo,
which
I'm
were
with Ed
beautiful.
now. Fuck Kingdom Come. I don't even like it anymore. Look, if Ed starts a cult, I'm joining him. That's it.
And just the fact that he's created this great niche for himself, doing covers and doing beautiful work, artistically untouchable, I think. But if we're looking at the big picture, I think someone like Todd, who's
Is Todd.
he just went into different industries and was successful.
Yeah.
I had a note on here that I was
Nobody
going
cares
to
what you think. Ed's the host now.
Yeah.
Ed is the host now.
Well, go ahead, Ed. Lead us on.
All right, let's get to these next fly topics.
That was good. That was pretty good. I had a note that I was
Houston, I see you.
going to possibly walk back my. Did you say? I was going to possibly. I hate all of you guys, man. Yeah, I'm definitely doing a spinoff. I recorded Warren.
What a
yesterday,
goddamn mess.
And there was so much respect. For
That's what happens when we try new stuff. It's disaster.
I was going to walk back my Jim Lee for Todd McFarlane only after I kind of got into a Todd McFarlane wormhole, and everything I had for Jim Lee, I was like, you know what, the same could be said with Todd McFarlane, and I feel like Todd McFarlane might be slightly more noticeable or recognizable because he has I don't think no one draws like Todd.
Right.
Jim Lee, I think there's a lot of influence you see in Jim Lee and also who he's influenced, but Todd just stands out. And I think that's definitely an aspect when we consider what is the Michael Jordan of comics. It's a very unique art style that not too many people can mimic. And to your point, Ed, when I started thinking like, well, shit, I mean, I gave Jim Lee props because, you know, he rose up in the ranks in DC and became whatever his role is. I think VP or something. Well, Todd owns his own, you know, his own damn company, you know?
Never left.
More than one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Todd McFarlane might have it.
Alex Ross is so much of a better artist. Like, it's just driving me crazy.
No, you're.
I'm talking.
I mean, like we're just talking like
all around. Yeah.
like
as an
Michael-
artist, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Alex Ross is
Why
probably
can't
the
Todd
best.
McFarlane just be like the Shaquille O'Neal?
And that's fine. No,
No, because that's,
why
that's
can't
Scott
Alex-
Williams. That's
why-
Scott Williams.
Why can't Alex...
Scott Williams?
The Shaquille.
Alex Ross is a great... I mean, my love of Alex Ross has definitely been recorded on here, but I don't think that...
For like a sports analogy, he'd
Yeah.
be like a specialist,
Yeah.
like a great 3-point shooter. If we're staying with the basketball stuff, but as an all around performer, all around creator, I have to go with Todd.
I think, and just the catalog too. It's like, Todd has, if the analogy for like winning games is like just,
and it's
hit
not
series.
one is bad and one's good.
yeah,
argument.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like-
yeah,
It's which one transcends the sport,
Yeah.
right? Like Michael Jordan transcended basketball to where like little nerds like me were like, he's important. And I was like, but I don't even respect basketball when I was little. So I'm like, but why would I respect that? But I did, you know? So like Todd McFarlane, I can't, you know, we all grew up around the same time where kids were watching the HBO show. Like, you guys are watching Spawn. It's fucking great. There's titties and there's swearing in it, you know? And like, can't watch it at my house. I got to go to my buddy David's house
And
to
just
watch
like
it.
Jordan, he's probably the best self promoter ever.
Yep.
He always.
They're
even
both-
the cartoon.
he's
he
a
had
brand.
his.
I was
He
about
had
to
to do
say.
an intro.
He's a brand. He's
Yeah,
a brand.
he's a brand.
That's what I mean when I say.
And just like Jordan, he's a
Excel.
dick.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, he's a jock. So
Yeah.
you
They're
have
both,
that.
oh fuck,
Oh my
they're both
God.
athletes too.
Hey, Shortbox Nation. Sorry for the interruption. Just a few quick words from our sponsor, and we'll get right back to the show. Yeah, so this is where I pick up my comics.
Excuse me, might I remind you the rules here at No Touch Collectibles? No loitering, no friendship, no touching the merchandise without gloves, and no free bags and boards.
Yeah, man, I know. This shop sucks. I don't even know why I shop here.
Well, we could go to Jacksonville's premier location for comic books, collectibles, toys, and more.
You okay?
At Gotham City Limits, you get 10% off comic books in your pull, 20% off trade paperbacks and hardcovers, 10% off high-end figures and statues, and free bags and boards. It's practically criminal.
And that's why Gotham City Limits is a place of the people.
How many times have you watched the Batman trilogy?
I'm ashamed to say,
Well, I mean, they're not bad.
one time for every time the Joker has taken the city hostage.
Are you done with that?
Yeah, I'm done.
Well, let's just go take our business there.
Gotham City Limit. It's the comic book shop Jax deserves, but not the one.
All right. I get it. It's a great shop. Let's just go.
Yeah.
I don't think that someone outside of the comic book space would recognize
I'm
Alex
just kidding, Tom
Ross's...
McFarlane. I know you listen to the Short Box podcast. Please give me a
Brought
hug.
to you by Spawn 300.
Please give me a hug.
longest running creator-owned
Smash that
comic
like
book.
button if you like Image Comics. Hey!
But I don't think someone outside of the comic book sphere would recognize Alex Ross's artwork before Todd McFarlane. Only because you started thinking about the amount of comic books Todd McFarlane has sold
Sure.
in like
Some
single
people probably
issues.
just know him for the toys. you know.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah. I think his name...
And he
the name.
elevates his team with him, right? Just like Jordan did. You know what I'm saying? So, like, no.
Well said. That is a great point.
Think about that.
Great point.
Like
That is a
Greg
great point.
Capullo doing the cover of a
Great
Korn album. You know, like everyone that was into freaking Korn in the '90s would know Follow the Leader's album cover. That guy wouldn't have got that job if it wasn't for Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
Yeah, well said. Hey, I want to circle back real quick since we are on the topic of Todd McFarlane, because Ashley, you had brought up something in our Adam spotlight where you were saying Todd McFarlane.
Nice save.
Thank you. Trying new things. Don't point it out.
Shit.
Ashley, you had brought up Todd McFarlane and the spaghetti webbing. How he wasn't necessarily the one that started it. It was, you had pointed to Art Adams' long shot number 4.
We still love you, Todd.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey.
But I came across I think an article or a video that went into a little more detail, and I think it's kind of cool to see how it connects a little further than that.
Connecting the dots.
Yeah, son, doing some more homework.
Stay woke, fam.
But apparently Todd McFarlane has gone on to say that it was Michael Goldstein or
Golden?
Golden. Thank you so much, Golden. Michael Golden who directly inspired him with that spaghetti webbing. And it's actually based on, let me make sure I got my notes right. Where is it? Okay, I'll just have to look it up. But it was from a... Yeah, I thought I had it.
The timestamp?
No, I found it. I found it.
Okay.
McFarlane saw Golden draw Spider-Man's webbing in that spaghetti fashion in a old black and white Marvel Universe poster. No, I'm sorry. It was a portfolio piece for Defenders that he had Spider-Man and he had the spaghetti webbing. And McFarlane saw the image and was so inspired. He said, "Man, if I ever draw Spider-Man, I'm going to incorporate that piece a lot." Now, it's funny that you brought up Art Adams, because Art Adams was directly influenced by Michael Golden because of his Micronauts work. So I think it's just kind of cool that it all kind of comes back around. But it was Michael Golden's Spider-Man drawing in that Defenders portfolio piece in the 80s that McFarlane said directly influenced him. I think McFarlane just gets the credit because he popularized it consciously. Like he was consciously using it and ramping it up to 11.
Sold 2 million issues. That Spider-Man.
Yeah.
2.5 mil.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, everybody likes spaghetti. What? What?
Thank you, C.
That's a good point.
Malcolm, that was a good email, man. Thank you. That definitely was a good conversation.
But you're wrong.
Speaking about kind of going on for the discussion of top comic book artists, this next email kind of directly talks about their top 5 artists. It's from Tom Solo.
Tom Solo. All right. Someone just filled out one of your contact forms. Their information is included below. Oh, wait. No, we don't read that part? We don't read that part? Oh, okay.
You sent it via the website.
Here we go. Hey, Short Boxers. I wanted to chime in quickly with my top 5 artists. Number 1 is Todd McFarlane. Number 2, John Byrne. Number 3, Darwin Cook. Number 4, Gary Frank. And number 5, Mark Bagley. A subject I'd love to hear you guys talk about is Marvel trading cards. For me, at the time, it was just as important as the comics themselves and provided great insight into the vast continuity. Now, I may or may not have been familiar with these at the time. Series 2 provided some great numerical stats that only fueled the ongoing geek debates. Love hearing you guys, and remember, keep it geeky.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't encourage that.
No,
Tom.
but see what happens when you try stuff new, and some stuff sticks. Some stuff sticks.
That's disgusting.
Sticks.
It's disgusting.
Sticks right near your
We're going to have a talk.
So I think his top 5 artists is a pretty solid lineup. I mean, Burns on there, Bagley. I think Bagley would be on my top 5 for sure.
Bagley?
Bagley, sorry.
Bagley.
Has him in his
Bagley's
top 5.
bagels.
English muffining.
I like the English muffin man that draws the Star Trek and the Spider-Man.
Are any of these other guys on your top 5s? Darwin Cook, John Byrne, Gary Frank, Bagley?
Cook, probably.
Yeah, Darwin Cook.
No.
The other guys, no.
None.
None of those.
Do you have a top 5 off top of your head you can share?
Bernie Wrightson. Bernie Wrightson.
Oh.
Bernie Wrightson.
Dylon.
Bernie Wrightson. I don't know. Bernie Wrightson, Jose Gonzalez.
Edit that.
Yeah, it's about. I can't think of anything else, man. Like
I can't
I
even
don't-
name 5.
You named 2.
You know what?
Those are my top 5.
Yeah, like
Top 5. Bernie Wrightson in the 70s.
yeah,
Bernie
nice,
Wrightson in the 80s.
nice. Yeah.
Ashley, do you have a set?
Frazetta.
See, I thought I had a set, but then
Yeah, no,
there
I-
was-
All right, what about this? Homework assignment. Think about your top 5s.
Oh.
We'll talk about it next
Or
episode.
what?
How
Okay.
about that?
I
What are
mean,
we get an F?
I don't know. Why do you say it so upset?
The merits for you.
You were like,
You
vote
this
up.
guy?
You vote.
Sit
You
in
were
the
like,
corner.
or what? I don't know. We won't talk about it next episode.
Potter, I'm in character. Remember, I'm supposed to be like, the firebrand. I'm in character. No, it's too late now. Damn it, you ruined the mystery.
Oh, my God.
All right, yeah, but that's homework assignment. Come back.
Homework.
Hey,
your
fuck
top
you,
5.
Teach.
Well, fuck you,
Tell
student.
me how to live my life.
Oh, wow, you just lost your job. The superintendent is at the school visiting, and wait till my dad hears about this.
You know who my dad is?
He's Bernie Wrightson.
This is Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
So, in preparation for this email, I did end up digging up my my old Marvel Masterpiece set. So I've got the 92 set, pristine edition. 93 set I grade around a very fine, very good.
Well, let me ask this. I think we got to bring this up. Is what Did any of you guys grow up like with the cards, like any of those Marvel cards?
I got the
I have him on this table.
there was a Jim Lee
We know you
did
have.
I think an X-Men set. Just
Yes.
all he did all the art.
Yep.
Man.
I bought that
think
by
so,
the
okay.
bought a box of those from I just ordered a box of them so I can get them all in those sweet hologram cards.
Yeah, man.
Ooh.
And there was like I don't know if it wasn't Marvel Masterpieces. It was just like a Marvel universe who had like different rivalries and just different.
Oh my god,
characters
those are
drawn.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
rivalries, the
It had,
battles,
like the weird
the
little
battle series.
squiggly, very 90s style
I know what you're
borders.
talking about.
And then
It was
I had a set of the
96.
Max cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right on, Sam Keith.
Yep, the Sam Keith stuff. So those are the three. I have them still. I've just found the notebooks the other day, just in like a binders.
Was your parents buying them for you, or were you like going up to the card shop?
I think
Potter's like, because my mom and dad still buy me mine. So
I don't know if I got one
Yeah.
of them from Sam's because remember they used to sell like the sports cards, and I remember getting a Garbage Pail Kids
yes,
from them when I was a kid. I don't know if it was that or if, that's a long fucking time.
Yo, this is Botter. Sorry for interrupting this episode, but I'll keep it brief. I wanted to let you know about a massive sale we have going on over at the Shortbox Store on all of our merchandise and apparel. That's theshortboxstore.bigcartel.com. You can now save 20% off your entire order using the discount code YOO, Y-O-O. So if you've been waiting for the right time to finally buy that gauntlet snapback, or if you ever wanted to buy any of the shirts you see me wear on the podcast, well, now's your chance to get them for a steal. We still have a few sizes left of everything, but they won't last long, and once they're gone, they are gone. And then I mentioned that all of our apparel is screen printed on high quality material. None of that heat transfer or direct to garment stuff. Our shirts are some of the most comfortable ones you'll ever wear, and the hats look even better in person. So wear your support for the Shortbox Nation proudly, knowing that you're going to look damn good doing it. Get to theshortboxstore.bigcartel.com as soon as you can, and don't forget to use that discount code YOO, Y-O-O, to save 20% off your entire order. All of this information can be found in this episode's show notes if you want to get there faster. Thanks for not pressing fast forward. Now back to the show.
But I don't know.
Potter's like, yeah, and puts his cards away. yeah, that was a long time ago.
I was probably getting money, and they would just give me money and tell me to fuck off and just buy stuff while they did other things.
Actually,
They would just drop a kid off in a store for hours at a time. My dad was like on duty. He's like, "Oh, I got to do something in Mayport here. I'll drop you off at Dragon's Tail
Nice.
for 6 hours. Annoy the fuck out of the clerk. I'll come back later. Don't get kidnapped."
Did you read any of those, Ashley? Did you have those cards at all? Were they a part of your life?
No, I had baseball cards. I didn't even like baseball.
I did. I was there with you.
Probably
like my dad.
McFarlane
dude, my
cards.
dad, hardcore would be like, "Hey, have these baseball cards, kid." And I'd be like, "But father, I much rather have a Psylocke card and know what her powers are."
Yeah.
My dad's like,
What's her power rating?
he's just sitting here like, "God, you're not gay, are you?" Father,
I
what
said
the
Psylocke.
Yeah, exactly. no, I like girls. Marvel Girl, Emma Frost.
That's a weird thing when you're a kid. It's like it's like the stuff that you weren't supposed to like were like Barbies and hot chicks. But the stuff you were supposed to like was like rippling, muscular, naked He-Man.
Right. Yeah, it's odd, isn't
It
it?
was like, yeah, don't be gay. Play with this half-naked guy in this fur underwear. Like what? What
Put
message?
down that girly
That's
doll.
why I'm so sexually confused.
Yeah.
Dude, look how many muscles Archangel has. I've never seen him in the gym.
I think so. I think the Tom's point is that for me, they were important because Wikipedia didn't exist. And since I wasn't alive when the Marvel universe or any universe was in their inception, the 40s and 60s, those cards were a way to catch up.
Yeah.
Like you could,
and it was
you
something
could look
new
at
to
them,
collect.
right? You could
Yeah.
look at them and be like, "Oh, hey, I know a story plot point that I wouldn't have known, or whatever." No, I made the point earlier off the mics that Botter has an advantage of living with someone who had that whole encyclopedia in his brain.
Yeah.
His dad could always just be like, "Come here, boy, let me tell you about this." Oh, he'd probably look at those cards in your hand and be like, "Get that shit out of here.
That's the real shit.
That's not the real shit.
Put the fucking Captain America in your hand." The Fantastic Four.
I remember them being like, I think I've told the story a few times on here, but in elementary school, I had a buddy who had all of these. And my dad was not buying me these cards at all.
No
but
way.
He would give me like a few.
Which is why you have them now, right?
No,
You're like,
honestly,
finally got him.
So honestly,
Fuck you, Dad!
I think it was it's either last year or the year before. Wow, you might have explained something. But I
Some
think
rebelling against his father.
I think a year or two ago, I just got down a rabbit hole of these cards again, and I ended up just buying full sets off eBay.
Slash, I think I bought you some too.
Yeah, between you and Blythe, I know she had bought me like a set,
God,
and I was
what
like,
have I
man,
done?
what does this say about me? But I remember these just like being just captivating me, man. As a kid, especially like the original '92 series, all done by Joe Jusko, which I mean, to
Butter's
this
like,
day,
yo, I'll suck your dick for a Brian Hildebrand. Yo,
Hildebrand brothers.
just give me them Hildebrand
damn,
brothers,
not
dog.
even a Jusko. My life, I must have hit a very hard low. Hildebrand.
Yeah.
Oh, those airbrushed muscles.
Well, I remember being called an Indian giver in
Oh,
elementary school,
shit.
and I had
Jeez.
no idea what it meant. And I
One
thought,
of the most horribly inaccurate phrases to be called.
well, I had traded him something, a card for this. I had traded like this Carnage card, and I think it might have been by Joe Jusko or Hildebrand or some like a painter. And it was like Carnage with like this kind of fur hat, like a fur trader hat. He had a fur hat, and of course it was like all insanity in the back or whatnot, and doing something violent as shit. But I traded him this card for something, and by the end of the school day, I found him. I was like, I really want that Carnage card back. I made a bad trade, and he gave me shit for it, but he gave it back to me, and I remember him just like saying it with so much venom. He was like, "You're an Indian giver."
You know he was in the right?
Yeah, absolutely. As growing up, but as a kid, I remember
You're
walking.
like, why are you being so mean?
I remember walking back home.
I asked
after
one of my
school.
Native American friends what that meant. Punch me in the face.
But I remember it just like stuck with me. I was like, man, I'm an Indian giver. Damn, I really shouldn't have given
Then I
that
read
card.
Scalped, and that's what that means.
But I mean, to Cesar's point, I mean, even for me prior, it was what I looked at prior to getting into comic books. I mean, because it was like straight for artwork, man. I mean, I didn't.
They were
want
quick.
To
They were
read.
easily
Exactly.
digestible. You could move on to the next one as quickly as you could flip the cards.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, and I don't think you realized them, but you were introduced to characters you probably wouldn't have been like a nihilist, Sasquatch.
Right, like who the fuck cares
Puma.
about the in-betweener? Puma? You know?
Great gargoyle.
Yeah,
This guy
right,
sucks.
Yeah.
Nah, these cards were my shit. And even like to this day, like I found out that Marvel had released like the Marvel Masterworks Masterworks comic book that took all of Joe Jusko's original run, put it in comic book form so you had better details. And I think they just recently started to do new sets of the card series because Joe Jusko released a book with like his recent paintings for like the 2018-2019 series. So they're still going on. It's just hard as hell to find them. Like the most recent one by Joe Jusko, the 2018-2019, goes for a good bit of money because they just weren't distributed very commonly. So yeah, they're still pretty cool to look at, man. I get lost in them. So thank you, Tom.
Did you guys ever look at the Mars Attacks cards?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
So those are another
Those,
thing.
I wasn't allowed to have them because
super.
I had like a bunch already.
Yeah.
Much to the chagrin of my parents. Because if they had seen the first pack that I had, they'd have been like, nope. There's a fucking wet t-shirt contest where they're pouring blood on the girls instead of fucking water. No. We can't have our little 10-year-old looking at that shit. But then my mom was like, she saw and she was like, ¿Qué es eso? Like she was looking at it like, ay no, santo, ese el diablo, ¿qué es eso? Like she's freaking nuts, like freaking like performed an exorcism on me right away and made me throw away my Mars Attacks cards.
Oh man!
Only to let me watch the movie 2 years later without realizing they were the same thing.
Yeah, the only other set I have, but I don't know if you've seen did you ever see those Dinosaur Attacks? It's kind of like a pseudo sequel.
Yeah.
So they came out with those, I think in the 90s, maybe late 80s.
They're pretty gnarly.
But yeah, they're really gnarly. And I went to the Ramona flea market a few years ago.
Yes, dude.
And there was a guy that had all these 90s cards still in packs. So I bought like all his Dinosaur Attacks. And I was talking to the guy about it, and he looked at me like I was a complete psychopath.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, only what you see, pal. Only what you see.
They're just buy the cards, boy. And so I was telling him about how gory they are. And they still had the gum in it, so when you open it up, it just turned into this like asbestos dust. It goes right into your nostrils. So, yeah, that's the last one I've collected just because I saw him, just randomly happened to see him. I was
That's
like,
great.
holy shit. But he had like the the Turtles, like the movie cards, and he had like just a basket of cards and stuff. That was pretty cool. But yeah, those are the only cards I've ever collected.
One of
The
the most
Bernie Wrightson cards are the ones that I did recently, both series that they released, and they're beautiful.
I think it was the 95 or 96 series. I was the last set I bought off eBay like last year, and it came. The guy sent it in the portfolio, like the little binder, so every page was like double sided. And I was like, damn, my mom would have never I've never owned one of those card binders, and I just like
You still don't?
No, it's
Still don't.
other than the ones that he. Yeah, I got these like cheap acrylic ones, but that shit was pretty nice. Actually, so you were just collecting baseball cards?
Yeah.
Yet again,
That's
proving
all I could
Ashley is the
find.
most
Yeah, they're
manliest
cool, yeah,
person
yeah,
on
I
the show.
It was the flea market too, but I just never found those at the flea market that I got dropped off at.
You got dropped off too?
Yeah. Well, they
man.
would like just find me later.
Oh my God.
Like,
Give
did
me
you-
like $2
3 hours.
and yeah.
Jesus, the
Meet
worst
us by the
place.
boiled peanut stand in 3 hours.
They might as well have dropped you off at a Middle Eastern bazaar
I don't know how we
in
didn't
like
get
the
kidnapped.
13th century, you
Parents
know?
didn't
Like,
give a shit back then.
no.
So go out and play. Don't come back till
You're like,
dark.
stay next to this kiosk that has the Black Jesus and the Tupac shoes. Just stay there. Don't move. There's a Bob Marley towel, and right next to that is like some dude selling lettuce.
You guys were my mom. I was the complete opposite. My mom like did not trust America
Apron
at all.
strings.
She was like, "No, you can't just go to so and so."
I watch America's Most Wanted. They'll kidnap you. You're a beautiful little boy.
Well, it was between that and then unsolved like mysteries for her. It was like, enough.
I was a pretty homely kid, so I guess that helped me.
Yeah, I look pretty
Like,
ugly.
oh, no one's gonna fucking a little fat. I can't get any money for this little fat
Oh,
kid.
dude, I fucking look like Aladdin with a gap in his tooth. Oh, it was horrible.
Tom, thank you for that email. Moving on, we got another email from Tim Stacy.
God, I was ugly.
and it was still right. No, okay.
You're an asshole.
Wow, that's rude.
Okay. Good job, buddy.
I'm confused.
Learning. He's learning.
All right. This is from Tim Stacy. This is actually a really good email, and I feel bad that we're giggling.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Straighten up, guys. Come on.
Serious.
Professional.
Chatting up. What up, Shortbox? To start, I'd have to admit that I initially wasn't excited about the idea of the spotlight being shown on Art Adams. But, gasp. But I found that most of you agreed upon rang true with me. The fact is that his overall body of work just wasn't as impactful as some others, parentheses he wrote, Lee, McFarlane, Liefeld, Silvestri, and Kubert, during my early years in comics. This has been a topic of several podcasts and Comic-Con at-home panels have covered recently, including yours, about what gives an artist true staying power, a legacy. McFarlane and Liefeld have both talked about, quote, the run, that 8, 10, or 12 issue arc that implants an artist into a reader's psyche and attaches them to a title. All the greats have it, but Adams doesn't enter the conversation simply because he didn't. After your spotlight, I realized that I do still have one of my favorite annuals as a kid. And I wasn't a big annual guy. Uncanny X-Men Annual number 12, 1988. I still remember exactly where I got this book. I read it countless times, and unfortunately it shows. It has that classic Adams team shot on the cover, and going through this book, it's easy to see the influence his work had on other artists that followed him. So, I should say thank you for the spotlight. Initially, I'd have picked any of the other artists I mentioned earlier, but you've all enlightened me to another level of geekdom. And really, isn't that what a spotlight should do? Stay safe and make mine Shortbox.
Damn, that was such a good ass email.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't worry, Tim. No one else wanted to do it but me either. So somehow it got through.
Well, I mean, in all honesty,
Ed, what did you do? Because I'm still holding out for Mobius.
I'm
I'm
down
holding
with
the candle for Mobius, man.
I'm down with that.
like I said,
You somehow got
No, he's
excluded
gonna-
from
yeah.
the list.
No,
Who has control of that? Not me.
Time out.
Not me. See.
Time out.
Ashley, do you? Do you,
No,
Ashley?
I don't think so.
I don't think anyone else has control of this.
I wish Blythe would have walked in. I have.
Oh no!
Oh no!
This is a sports podcast now.
Yeah.
No.
Look how quickly it devolves into Lord of the Flies. Like we're like, oh, I've got the conch now, and I
blame me.
talk. Yeah.
You guys done? You know what? You guys address.
Settle down,
Tim.
class.
No, I'm kidding. No, Tim. One, thank you so much for
Yes, thank
the
you.
Yeah,
compliments.
Tim makes great points.
That is always been the goal of these artist spotlights. Has just been to introduce, hopefully, listeners who maybe aren't familiar with some of the names that we've picked. I mean, we've done episodes on Tom McFarlane, Bernie Wrights, and Jack Kirby, Stan Lee. It's not only our opportunity to show our appreciation and put a spotlight, no pun intended, on some of these greats, but if some of our listeners out there aren't familiar with them, I think it's a great crash course, and hopefully it inspires some of you guys to check out the works that we talk about. My follow-up question for this one is, when we do this, I mean, because our Adams was our 11th artist spotlight. Do you guys ever kind of continue researching or just diving into the artist's body of work? Like, for example, the
Hell no.
Adams.
No.
Hell no. Fuck
Test
no.
is over. Done.
Jesus, yeah, I'm out of school now, man. No, all right. You know what? Honestly,
No, I'm already heartbroken. It's all good. So next email. we
you're
got.
not Art Adams.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm Darwin Cook. I don't know if you know this or not. Psst, psst.
Oh, you need to check out his Ultraman piece he's doing.
Oh shit.
Who, Darwin Cook or
Darwin Cook's not alive anymore.
Why? I mean, he brought up Art Adams. He brought up Darwin Cook, and you mentioned it.
Let's go.
See,
let's
no,
get
you
out
don't
of
need to leave. No, you guys can stay. No, we're not done. No, but you're right. Art Adams Ultraman is looking.
No, don't
good.
even walk it back.
I mean, it's looking good.
I was like, oh yeah, Darwin Cook's not alive
now I
anymore.
remember the thing you were talking about.
Aha.
Hold on. I was going to say, I definitely don't usually do any quote-unquote research afterwards, but I always end up noticing their work from there on out, right?
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
as I'm, I can't tell you how many things, it's like when you own that type of car, you see your car everywhere when you didn't see it before, So it's like now Art Adams has been incorporated into the matrix of my knowledge. So it's like, more so than normal, I see his influence and his work in other things without actively trying to pursue it.
Yeah, and for me, most of the people we've done, or I think all the people I've been fan of already.
Right.
So they're already kind of in my, I'm already kind of keeping up with what they're doing. So it's not like it's...
Yeah, well, he's right about everything.
Oh, man, I'm on a roll today. Oh, man.
Fuck everyone else.
And if we do do an artist that I'm not too familiar with the history or background of, I probably would at least, follow whatever social media or pick up a couple, trades or whatever afterwards. Yeah. But I think all the ones that at least I've been a part of I've been a fan of already. So.
Yeah.
What about you, Ashley? Did Art Adams leave any impressionable?
I think I'm just more conscious of it, going forward. But no, it was fun to learn.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I love it.
I ended up picking up this trade,
fun to learn.
this X-Men Visionaries,
All
and they had one for Art Adams. So it's got all of his annuals, which I think speaks to Tim's email, and the point that we brought up is that Art Adams just doesn't have that consistent long run body of work. Because even this graphic this trade only has all of the annuals that he's done, and then there's Fantastic Four issues.
But we love him anyway. Hey, if you want to hear more about Art Adams, smash that like button. Subscribe.
I'm kind of over that joke now.
Wow.
Hey, man, words hurt sometimes,
Wow.
okay? I don't know if you know that. Words hurt.
fool.
Oh, shit.
All right, we got another email. It's from Joshua Pickett. It's about a bonus episode that we put out.
All right, here we go. It's called Kryptonese. Just want to drop a quick champion for the X-Men milestone trades that Marvel is putting out. I like that they are all uniform size and design on the spine because it looks good on the shelf. I picked up Onslaught and Mutant Massacre and will definitely get more. Is every X-Men event a hate crime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just realized that. Name one that isn't.
I'm in agreement with you.
Agenda. Nope.
I am in
No,
agreement.
hate crime. It's all hate crime motivated. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, on a different note, Drew almost made me leave. Oh, shit. Drew almost made me have to pull my car over because I was laughing so hard when I heard him drop the Kryptonese line. Thanks for the laugh, and dude, don't be ashamed of it. Own that shit, brother. Thanks for the great content, folks. And as always, he said stay geeky. So still, we're all right.
Stop encouraging.
We're all right. It's not the phrase. What did he mean by Kryptonese? What is he talking about?
Okay, so Kryptonese is the name of our most recent bonus episode that's only available on Patreon.
Smash that like
Oh, sign up for exclusive.
But, I mean, if you guys want, I can go ahead and activate the special effects.
We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
I can pull up the Jamaican air horn. Go ahead. Y'all want to play?
Stick him.
But Kryptonese, which Joshua references in his email, is the name of the bonus episode that myself and Drew and Greg Hopkins, who was on the Comic-Con line episode.
Yep.
He actually came over a day earlier, hopped on the mics with me and Drew. We recorded a bonus episode. And we were talking about, I think, of course, Superman or something. And Drew is like, yeah, man. What's the name of the language that or the planet that Superman's from? Kryptonese, right? Yeah. So he says Kryptonese and he runs with it, and I'm like, wait, you mean Krypton? Like, yo, that sounds racist as shit. Kryptonese.
Kryptonese.
So he's referencing that bonus episode. So yeah, thanks, Josh.
Cool.
Wow.
You know what?
There's what? I mean,
Hey, you know what's funny? Hey, Asian jokes, am I right, Ed?
No.
am I right? It wasn't an Asian joke.
Am I right, Ed?
No, he just had.
Yo, stay woke, fam. Remember? Remember about that shit?
Glad that was a bonus.
Did I mention that we're doing a short box raffle on Patreon? Yeah, with the hat.
Ew, dude. Don't say it like that.
Okay, I'll edit that.
Fucking ew.
This one's gonna be a lot of editing. A lot of editing.
It'll be like a 5-minute episode.
Hey, folks, welcome to the Showbox. My name's Botter.
Thanks for listening.
And
Thanks for listening.
All right, we got one last email,
oh, wow.
and it's from Trey. It's about DC Universe app.
All right, here we go.
Bye-bye.
Get ready. Yep. Yo, what's good, Shortbox? I haven't sent an email in a while, so I figured I'd hit y'all up about some DC news. I'd love to hear y'all's opinions on the new interactive Batman movie based on the Death of a Family storyline coming out fall 2020. Here's a YouTube link. Blue letters. Also, what are your thoughts about the DC app ending their yearly subscription and finally folding into HBO Max? Like always, nerd on and prosper, or whatever terrible sign-off Botter likes.
Wow, Trey.
Yes, Trey. Thank you.
Trey.
Your boy, Trey.
How quickly they stab you in the back.
Ooh, man. This guy, man.
Wow, Trey.
This guy gets an award.
I was going to hit you up about some podcast equipment I had, but, damn, Trey. Keep it geeky, huh, Trey?
That shit hit me like oh God, like a ball punch.
I'm kidding. So I think we've all watched the trailer for this Batman Death in the Family interactive movie.
Yeah, you forced us to.
Stupid. But that's how much I care about like the emails we get and making sure that we're up to date. Ed, and you actually had posted a video
gun to my
preview.
fucking head.
That's how much I care about you. I fucking care about you.
Ed, you had actually shared a video on our Instagram. I think premiering whenever it premiered or whatnot. I'll start out with you, Ashley. What did you think about the trailer?
I don't know. I mean, the first thing I saw when we were watching it, I was like, okay, so cool. Like, everyone's just going to kill Robin again.
Heck yeah.
2 seconds in.
Jason Todd.
Yep.
But
Fuck
I
that guy.
also, I don't, have you guys ever done like an interactive movie?
Just Bandersnatch.
I didn't do
Yes,
the Bandersnatch
Bandersnatch.
thing. I
And
didn't
then
do
the
that.
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. It's just too much. I just would rather just watch something play out than have to interact.
It'll automatically choose something for you, though.
Does it?
Yeah.
Because like
Because the Bandersnatch has the timer, so it'll automatically just...
but then
choose
it's like
something.
pausing.
Oh, Jesus.
I just let me watch something.
Press a button. How dare you?
I would rather just watch the movie written out than
I
think
have to make decisions.
Do you have like a page turner
and
when you
stress
read comics
myself
too?
out.
Automatic page turner?
I think
I do the swipe myself, but like, have you ever played those Telltale games?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're so stressful, and that's how I feel when I'm watching these movies.
Wait, is it stressful because you have to make a decision?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
Yeah, but this one, you don't seem really broken up
Yeah,
about
you're
No,
pretty
that's
much
true.
made your
I think you're
choice.
good.
It's like
Ashley is 100% fine with the movie being 5 minutes long. It's
Yes.
like, will you save? It's like, will you save Robin's life? Time is running out. Ashley, will you save Robin's life? Time is running out. The timer is... Ashley, please.
Ashley, Jesus Christ,
He's
save Robin's
not-
life!
And she's just looking at the screen like this dead-eyed, cold, just... Yeah. Let that timer run, dog.
Paid
Let it run, dog.
$24.99 for that.
Let it run. And I do it again.
No, look,
She'd be like, I'll pay fucking $24 again.
we're all
Let
gonna
him die.
we're all gonna come in here talking about our unique like endings, and Ashley's is always gonna be, I just killed him.
Yeah, y'all remember comics? You guys remember comic books? Yeah. Read that shit. That's what I did.
I think it's a cool like addition. I mean, it might not be my cup of tea per se, but I think it offers different. I think it diversifies one product, you know, because I mean, you get more use out of it than just a direct watch.
And it's a good callback to the 1988 comic where they set up the 900 number line.
Sure.
And hopefully they change the story some.
To C's point, and something that he brought out while we were watching the trailer, I guess they've already done this story in another DC movie.
So this was my only gripe, and it's a minor one. Maybe it's a major one. I don't know. Jensen Ackles didn't sound like his voice was back for Robin / Red Hood. And he was a big deal in the original. I don't know. It just when the voice actor is changed and it's so radically different, it just feels weird. Like it's like, oh man, like this guy doesn't have the anger because it's a performance, right?
So this
like
is in that same.
It's in that same universe, almost the exact same animation. Okay. Like I want to say they use clips because why not? Like
because this
use
is
what
like
you have.
A prequel to Under the Red Hood, supposedly.
So yes, but they already covered Death of the Family in the Red Hood cartoon. So it's like the exact same scenes, just same actors, and then they took a different. I guess because they couldn't get Jensen Ackles back, it's a different guy. And they even used his voice when Robin was young too. They just kind of made the pitch higher or something like that. But it's the same thing. It's ridiculous. Like I don't know. I
coming from someone who loves choose your own adventure books and those being like a staple, you know, anytime I went to the went to the library, like I said, I'm for this. Like
a book is one thing though. I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
I thought Bandersnatch they did that really well.
Yeah,
but it makes sense because it's within Black Mirror and it's supposed to be kind of meta. Like this. It's a good callback, like you said. I 100% agree.
I didn't like said if it wasn't just hypothetically, if it wasn't already connected to an existing movie, like if it was its own standalone, took place in the 80s, and just its own basically retelling, how would that be different? Would that make a difference?
No, I don't care anymore. God, I'm dead inside. I fuck Batman. I'm with Ashley now.
Kill him.
Just let him die.
If anything, I think it solidifies that, you know, once again, whether you like all of them or none of them, I think it definitely shows that DC has a great grasp on their animated movies. I mean, they seem to have covered all of the big story arcs.
Yeah.
I think the animation has always been kind of consistently solid.
It's the illusion of choice, though. Right? You're not really choosing something different if they already have different outcomes for you. You're just choosing what outcome that's already there. And then what? You don't get rewatchability. You do it, okay, cool, I've seen it, like whatever. And are they any good?
Like, that's the same thing with the books. You keep your thumb on the page so you turn.
Sure.
It's like
sure. Yeah. I mean, they were good when I was 5.
Because Choose Your Own Adventure, it was like, you go to the wrong place, a rock falls on you and you died. It's like, oh, well, that's very anticlimactic.
What page was I on last night?
I know. Just keep the There was like a Steve Jackson did have you ever did the role-playing game ones where you roll up a character and it's like Choose Your Own Adventure, but you actually roll dice?
I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Those were really cool because there was actually some, like a lot more, you know, I guess choices.
I mean,
involved,
that's essentially what role-playing game is.
Yeah, it's like
choose your own
if
adventure.
you have no friends, this is great.
Right.
You know, you just do this.
It kind of hit home when you said that.
Yeah.
Not me. No, I had friends.
Ooh.
Totally.
Johnny
Definitely.
Confidence.
I definitely had friends.
Johnny Confidence.
Every Sunday I come in thinking I have friends, but
Are they real?
afterwards when y'all leave.
Hey, smash that like button!
All right.
Don't listen to him, Mr. Sparkles.
I did.
You're as real as any of these assholes.
God damn it, he talks to you too? Fuck. Mr. Sparkle is supposed to be my friend.
I do want to.
He's everybody's friend.
Fucking cheating on me.
Whoa.
Time to kill him.
I do want to cover.
Butter's like, I murdered all my imaginary friends.
No, I'm not Ashley. Mine are still alive. They're aging well. I do want to cover the second half of his email, which I found a story to share on this.
Way
one.
to be professional.
Thank you. Someone's got to. So he did ask about the DC Universe app, and that's definitely been something that's been on my radar. As someone who's
Because you pay for it?
yeah, someone who's paid for the annual subscription twice now. I think I renewed it last year.
Damn.
So what?
No refunds.
Right. Yeah, for real. So what ended up happening is DC Universe, I think not even a month ago, had announced that the annual plan they were discontinuing. So I mean, you could have bought an annual plan for DC Universe for about $75. Now the only option available is the monthly $8 plan, which when you do the math, I think at the end of the day it's like $21 more than the now old defunct annual plan. And this is all kind of started once HBO Max popped off or premiered. So some of the warning signs that you started seeing, at least I started noticing, was HBO Max launched this May, and off the bat they started offering Doom Patrol and Harley Quinn, which was DC Universe's original content.
Kind of like their bread and butter too.
Yeah. So HBO Max is starting to offer these, and I think people start asking like, well, what's the point of me paying for DC Universe outside of the comic books and some of the other content you guys have? If HBO Max, one, has a lot more of the movies. I think HBO Max has a lot of the older, like Superman, Batman's, and just some of the overall older superhero stuff that are not on HBO Max. So HBO Max kind of has them beat on that. And now you're telling me that DC Universe's original content, like Doom Patrol, Swamp Thing, Harley Quinn, are coming to HBO. What is the point of me paying for two services? And I think that's what we're starting to see, especially now with this recent, we're not offering the annual plan, I think the writing's on the wall that I am doubtful that that they keep this app around. I mean, ideally, I wouldn't mind them just saying, hey, all the videos and cartoons, we'll just have it available on HBO Max. DC Universe will just strictly be for comic books, which I'm fine with.
And
I
then
think
cut the price in half.
Yeah, that's the
At
big
least.
part was, will you cut the price down in half? Because in all honesty, I think DC Universe, and it's at its peak, is definitely better, is one of the better streaming services. So not only did you get their library of comic books, but they had original content like your Harley Quinns and stuff, but they also had like original video content like DC Universe interviews and their own version of like a YouTube series and things like that on there, where they reviewed comic books, interviewed creators, talked about characters, did like deep dives and artist spotlight. Like it was a solid production team that they had doing all this stuff. And it was cheaper than Marvel Unlimited. Marvel Unlimited only offers you comic books. Granted, it's more comic books than DC Universe offers, but...
Damn, now I'm with Barter. Yo, fuck Marvel Unlimited.
wait, I didn't say that.
Yeah, Barter definitely said that. I think Barter's guys. Wow, I never thought I'd hear the day that Barter said "fuck Marvel."
are so
He literally said those words. I just heard them come out of his mouth. Weird.
So
I'm gonna say I think it's a smart move for DC to fold up underneath HBO Max. Because now it seems like it's the new hotness. Like it has all the shows. Because you got to think now, they're not marketing towards people like our parents, because we're the fucking old ass people now. So they're marketing towards us, and all the freaking commercials I see are all the shows that everybody wants to watch again for nostalgia purposes, right? They'll be like, watch HBO Max, we got fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Friends and all this shit. And it's like everything all the normies really love. So it's like...
you said normal?
Yeah, I'm just saying. So it's like...
I love Edgelord C.
I'm just...
Edgelord C is the best.
First off, Gatekeeper C, not Edgelord C.
I apologize.
There's a difference.
Oh, you're the gatekeeper?
There's a difference.
You better be into friendship. Better be.
I'm just saying, man. I think it's a smart move for DC.
Yeah.
Do I care? No.
I will agree with you in the sense of from a business perspective. Because granted, Warner Brothers Media owns Warner's Media owns HBO Max, who is owned by AT&T.
Ted Turner.
So I think it's smart for them to consolidate their apps where they can, because I don't know what the overhead is to keep a streaming service running. I don't know at all. So maybe it is cheaper for them to say, hey, move all of the video stuff in one place. We'll figure out the comic books later. Or another suggestion I started seeing around is, or theory is that they will sell their comic book rights in their library to Comixology because it's just cheap. Well, fuck it. Well,
They have the infrastructure.
exactly.
Right.
Why pay
Yeah.
for a separate streaming app when we could just, license it to you guys? You guys handle that. We'll get a cut of it. So I am curious to see where it goes. It's just a little disappointing that an app DC Universe, an app that launched late 2018, is already kind of seeing its end song already.
But it isn't, though. You know, I mean, like, it'll just turn into something else.
Maybe
Or be part of something big.
Right.
It's
Like,
been the lack of communication as a
Don't ever
a
cut me
paying
off again. I swear.
as a paying customer. It's been the lack of communication and just knowing where it's going to go.
So that's something different. Like
Yeah.
that I'll agree with. Like if someone's dropping the ball regarding how to keep their customers happy, that's a customer service issue, not necessarily a logistics issue with the app. I would say there's nothing wrong with the app or the interface, more or less just how it's going to change once they fold underneath HBO
Or even
Max.
do like even
And some of those problems might get solved once they go with HBO
or
Max.
even do like with your existing customers who have been loyal like you. Just have them say, "Hey, look, this is what's coming up in X amount of months.
Right.
This is going to happen."
You clingy son of a gun.
Yeah, it's like here's even just like a
Oh, shit.
that's Shuri Mike again.
Shuri. Fucking straight from Wakanda.
just even do like an informal like questionnaire or poll. It's like like rate when they always pop up with those rate this app type of things.
Right.
Just say, what do you think of us? Would you keep this app for comics if we keep it for
that's a
like
good point. Yeah.
$5 a month or something, and then move all of the the video
They
content?
better give me
over?
some incentive, though. I hate
yeah,
those
just
things.
some
Like, give me
incentive.
like a sticker or something if I fill it out.
Yeah.
I don't got time for
And
that.
this isn't like something to go out to blast to everybody, but just your actual paying customers.
And that's where my concern comes in, is that I've always wanted a DC equivalent of like the Marvel Universe app, like, yo, have your comic books available for a Netflix style library. It just doesn't seem that it's. I'm not hopeful that HBO Max will incorporate that feature or DC Universe will stay a comic book. I feel like
For my money, I think the Marvel app does work, Botter. I don't know about you. I mean, puts Disney mouse ears on his head.
I fucking love you, Disney. Give me a job.
Is that me or you?
No, it's me. It's me right now. You don't like Marvel.
Yeah.
I think I just heard him say that.
No. This brony commission it's down there.
Man,
that Ed does.
and you're a
says
weirdo?
otherwise.
It's in the garbage. In case
Blake.
you were wondering.
Actually, I'm
Underneath a
curious.
pile of stuff.
I am curious to hear your thought before we move on. Because I think you're someone else that I know that has
The only other person.
Yeah, only other person
Yeah.
that
Paying
has
for that
DCU that has
Yeah.
had it as long since it's launched. I mean, what are your thoughts? Are you still subscribed?
Yeah, so I don't think I've really got my money's worth though, because I watch it for Doom Patrol, Harley Quinn, both on HBO Max, and then Swamp Thing
So you have to say
was
Swamp
the big
Thing when it was
selling
on.
point. I was so excited for
You can
it.
get that shit for $10 at Target.
I'm forever gonna be salty about that. Did anybody finish it?
I didn't finish it.
They had a little teaser ending scene, and it just made me so mad. It could have been so good.
James Wan, the
Just like the
producer,
comics. Goodbye forever, Swamp Thing.
right?
Another 5 years, we'll try to bring you back and then cancel you again.
Yeah, but it was so good. And then I haven't read that many comics on there. I started reading Saga of the Swamp Thing, and I still don't like reading comics digitally. I know eventually, like, that's probably what it's going to be. But right now, I would rather I went to the shop and just ordered them from Dave because I just got sick of reading them.
Have you tried the Marvel app?
No, I haven't.
I'm not trying to be a commercial here.
Oh, man, you are really...
I'm just saying, like, honestly,
I see other
the
see.
DC.
Well, actually, if you want,
I see you there. See,
maybe if you tried
These ears are always listening.
that's funny. I see you there.
That's freaking good.
Cool. Wait,
The
what is
DC app doesn't have like you can double click on it and it'll go from word bubble to word bubble to word bubble. Like it does all the work for you on the Marvel app. I'm not trying to be a fucking show here. Clearly, anyone that's ever listened to the show before this knows I'm definitely not a fucking.
Shut up,
I'm not
corporate
a-
man.
I'm not a Disney show.
Bootlicker.
But that interface is really, really
Yeah.
easy to where like you just double click and it's right there.
Guided
and all
view.
you have to do is just hit one time and it'll just move where your eyes are supposed to go
That's
to where it's
nice.
supposed
That's
to.
cool.
The DC app, I did have some experience. I don't think it does that. Like you still have to use your hands like a fucking ew, boomer, and like read comics the old school way. Am I right, Bart? Are you trying to do some research right now and look that shit up?
Yeah, I'm trying to log in.
I like how it says, please log in. Like it's been so long since you opened the DC app.
Yo,
This is forgot password.
I don't.
I'm over here like going to bat for it, and it's like error, logging in, error.
Fucking new phone, who dis you?
All right, I can't.
Error 404. Butter, we
They
don't.
canceled it already.
Your money's no good here.
God, all right, I'm gonna have to just pull it up.
I
on
deleted it already.
But real quick, Ashley, what is your gripe against digital reading, digital comics?
I don't know, because I have I read them digitally because I do like audio reviews sometimes. And
Wait, what?
Fancy.
yeah,
I feel like I'm. Wait,
for
what?
another podcast.
I don't have to tell you everything. Whoa.
You're still with them? You're still seeing them?
Oh.
Just every now and again.
Yeah. See, go ahead. I'm right behind you on the
no.
door. I'm right
And
behind
then they always just send me the digital version, and then just have to scroll through.
Wow.
It's not.
Hold on.
The
This
same.
is interesting. Who's they?
Uh-oh.
It's a comic news insider podcast.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah,
word,
Jimmy's.
shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to
But I
Jimmy.
like to sit on the couch and read my comic and just get comfortable. I don't like sitting in my computer because that's where I work. I work on the computer.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
I
Like,
don't have a
wouldn't want to read
tablet.
the. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Maybe
So
that's my
tell me
problem.
Somebody, if
Tell me more
anyone's
about
listening,
these audio
for
reviews.
just
Well,
10
jeez.
cents a day, you can help Ashley get a tablet, so that way she can.
Have
get
you
with
tried
the-
on a tablet? Or no?
No, I don't
It's
have
addictive.
one.
It's
Is
addictive,
it?
Yeah.
and it changes everything. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck, I can, like, oh my god, I could consume these so much faster, and then go back and like, yeah, it does. Yeah, I held out for a long time. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
no, book this shit. Never getting it. And then as soon as I did it, I was like, it's pretty good. I'm like a grandma that figured out the internet. Like, that's what I am now. Like, I'm like, have you heard of AOL? You can talk to people in Canada.
Has anyone tried the Comixology app? That's the only one I have not kind of dived into.
Are they a subscription service that you don't like Marvel?
No.
Similar.
Oh, okay.
Well, my understanding is that they offer a lot more. It's not DC or Marvel specific. They offer kind of
Sounds like
overall-
you're falling off the train there, Potter.
Have you taken? I finally logged in.
Oh.
so I can.
Jesus, man.
Geez, the
we do the
topic's
work
over
for
with.
you here at the
Crashed.
Short Box.
Okay, so we're trying to see if they have guided view, right?
Nope.
Oh,
think
yep, they got
the-
guided view. They got guided view now.
Okay.
The Marvel one or DC?
The DC one. See, guided view. They just go like panel
Yeah.
by panel.
Yeah, Comixology has that too.
Oh, okay, Ashley. Ooh, I thought we were talking DC.
Big baller.
Yeah, I guess we're not as
Shot
cool as
caller.
the other guys you
Yeah.
do reviews with.
They give me a free Comixology account.
They got a company account.
Do you want to plug in that other podcast? I was gonna
There's a
bleep-
whole time.
I was gonna beep it out.
No, there's a whole.
I was gonna beep it out.
Yeah, they really beep up your skirt, huh?
Oh, man. I feel so betrayed.
Dude.
Skirt.
Ashley's like, why do I put up with this?
So this is why she doesn't tell Josh about it.
Yeah, no. This is why she never ever plugged it. Like, it was every time at the end of the show, you're like, hey guys, got any things, shameless plugs or whatever? Ashley's like,
Nope, not today.
I wasn't here.
nope,
Interesting.
nope, not saying shit.
Might have to send a little email to this
Yeah.
podcast.
Dear Comic News Insider, Botter from Ashley's other podcast.
But we all sign as barter.
No, honestly, shout out
Interesting.
to Comic News Insider. That is a solid podcast. Trey, we have spent way too much time on your email, buddy.
Yeah,
but thank
dude.
you for that.
Oh my God, I'm going to say it like that. It's not his fault.
Way too much time.
We did it. Trey, you're a horrible son. Get better grades in school, buddy. You are really letting me down.
Still love you, but you're a disappointment.
Still love you, but God, be like your brother,
No,
Trey.
I'm saying, he attacked Keep It Geeky. What am I supposed to do?
Oh.
What am I supposed? Can I not feel a little slighted? I have emotions. I
Treated
feel
him like
things.
Jesus, man. Trey, I'm
Yo, eat a
sorry.
Snickers, Botter.
Trey, I'm so sorry.
All right. Before we go on break, did anyone have any short box stories to bring up or anything they wanted to mention?
Nothing.
No headlines. no
Death.
nothing?
Yeah,
Ashley, do you have any
before-
reviews to do?
Whoa.
No, Ed and I, before the show, we were talking about how Southern Bastard's probably not coming back.
Oh shit!
Wow,
What
that is a
Jason
name I
Aaron,
have
like,
not heard.
Latour
Damn it! Now I'm
Yeah.
angry again about it.
has been officially canned from Marvel due to his
Yeah.
Oh, he got
Wait, what happened?
there's allegations against him too.
Yeah.
Wait,
There's
what
a
now?
lot of people.
Remember
going down.
when we
Hell yeah.
recorded
Yeah, that's
and
right,
there was
that's
like we talked about like 30 people being
Yeah.
I
accused of.
forgot Jason Latour was among
Yeah,
them.
so like I think this week
What did he do?
There's a handful of women that have come out, even like in the industry have come out that said he's a piece of shit, basically.
Yo, it's been a terrible month for.
Ironic. Southern bastards, huh?
Well, we were talking and then
Damn,
I
it's
thought
not
it was.
coming out.
I
It's
thought he
not
did the
coming out.
art and Jason Aaron. That was his story because that's he's a Southern. He has that perspective.
yeah.
But I'm guessing it's a co-created thing, so it might
Ooh.
essentially end the series
How
unless
good
there's-
is it?
Southern Bastard is
so
fucking
good.
phenomenal.
So is it like, is it,
It's
okay,
great.
so look,
It's
listen
good.
how you guys are doing it. Is this like a Michael Jackson thing where you kind of have to close your eyes but still listen to Thriller? Like it's like, oh, I don't want to think about what those kids said.
I'm not gonna sell my trades
I
if
don't
that's
wa-
what you're asking.
Actually,
I don't wanna-
I'm about to see how much they go for.
Like you saw that fucking, you saw that
Singles.
fucking
If I had singles, I'd probably sell those. but
Neverland
the trades I'm
documentary,
keeping.
but you still got your
Yeah.
iTunes up with Thriller album. They're
Is
like,
it like the Dave Chappelle? He made Thriller.
right?
He made Thriller.
That's what I'm wondering.
It's really good.
Is
it's
it that
very
good?
Southern
It
Bastards.
I can let you borrow it if you want.
The only thing that stopped
I
me
can let you borrow it. It's only like
It's like 2
three.
volumes.
three
Oh,
trades.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Because it's very intermittent when it comes out.
That's-
Because
that-
Jason Aaron writes
that's
35
always
Marvel books.
Been my issue. I wanted to call it the best comic book out on newsstand or stands, but
Yeah.
it just would never be out. It would be
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
taking a year-long hiatus. I actually forgot about it until you guys brought it up. Now
It'd
I'm
be
mad.
like
Even more mad.
Christmas, like
That's
on
like-
a Wednesday when
and-
you'd go in and
Oh
be
my
there.
God.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. It's like I
yeah.
read it and it's like, wait a minute, he's the artist, right? I had to run back and double check, just as oh shit, this guy drew that, and he's his other claim to fame. He is like the co-creator of Spider-Gwen, one of their
Yeah,
recent
yeah.
really hot characters. It was a few years ago.
Ah.
Him and Rodriguez.
Can't
So,
even look at it the same way.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's been
That, and the only thing that I saw that was kind of interesting, even though I don't know what it means, but Scott Snyder put a post that said his like DC exclusive contract is up.
Wow,
But
really?
He's been doing stuff this whole time for other people. I mean, I just don't know
yeah,
what that.
he wasn't a company man.
But I'm guessing does that exclusivity mean don't work for Marvel? That's what I'm
Right.
guessing.
I think that's what it probably
So because he's been doing like image stuff and like
Right.
witches and things like that. So he's saying he's going to take a break from.
I think because that
shit.
counts as creator owned.
Yeah.
I think that might be the clause because it's like, well, that's your stuff.
Yeah.
You just can't work on other properties.
So he
or
said he's
something.
going to take time away from doing the superhero stuff and then do more of his own. Because he's doing a new American Vampire series in October.
Yes.
But that's still going to be under DC. It's going to be Black Label.
Right.
So
Oh,
he's still-
really?
yeah.
It's moving from Vertigo. Or
Vertigo don't
Vertigo's
exist no
done.
more,
Yeah,
man.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Come on, dude. We covered it.
Oh my God, we had an episode about it.
I
We invited
I'm
the
sorry,
lady.
It was a slight oversight.
Talked to
We-
Karen
sorry,
Berger
yeah.
on the phone.
We
Remember Ashley invited her.
Yeah,
Barbecue.
they hung out.
resurrected Dick Giordano from the dead so he could.
No. What's the last American Vampire you guys read or remember?
It's Volume 8. The one with the Russians and space program.
I did not read that one.
You
That's
son of a bitch.
I feel
But this one's 1970 something. It's like in the 70s.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
okay. I'll probably end up reading that.
But that was just interesting. But then I look at like a lot of his work and, he does a lot of work. He did a lot because that was a Vertigo title.
Dude, that
And he's
guy's
done,
busy.
Yeah, and he's done
Like,
a
he was
lot
doing
of work.
Batman at the same time.
Yeah, and
like,
you fit like the main Rebirth
yeah.
or the
Detective.
No.
Yeah, it was Batman.
Yeah, he did All Star for Rebirth, right? And then he did
Right.
the New 52,
Yes.
the Court of Owls, and all that stuff.
Yep.
Man, he's
Yeah,
done.
that's right.
DC has really taken care of this guy over the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, they got that AT&T.
I mean, he's taking care of them too. He's providing them with a fuck ton of
I'm
really
guessing
good
like
stories.
after writing Dark Knight Metal for the last 10 years,
Oh my God.
I'm just kind of over this. Like
Yeah.
DC, it's a cool looking character. Let's just really milk the shit out of this guy
Yeah.
for all it's worth.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting, even though it was like, but he's still probably going to do a lot of DC stuff still.
Sure.
I don't know.
gonna
He
do-
might. What if he jumps to Marvel?
He'll
What
do
would you-
everything. For Marvel?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What would he do?
Moon Knight. He'd be great on Moon Knight. I mean, because Moon Knight just had some stellar.
Yeah, but that's kind
Warren
of like
Ellis, Jeff Lemire.
Batman-y.
I think he'd be a good
Yeah.
fit.
Ish. Too close.
that's
Okay.
That's kind of the obvious.
All right. What about Man Thing? He wrote that good Swamp Thing. Good
He's just
Swamp
gonna
Thing series.
whatever he wrote. Morbius. He's a vampire, kind of.
What's a monstery type guy?
No. Okay. So
I would
Scott,
love
all right,
to see him do like a.
What comes to mind when you think Scott Snyder?
Dude,
How
I'd
about
love
that?
to see him do Spider-Man Because what makes Snyder good is the fact that he tells stories that are about people. There's character arcs that happen. Like, Joker is okay, cool. In the hands of a good writer, Joker's awesome. In the hands of a good writer, that's why I'm kind of like what Ashley was saying to her point. Like, if you ask a question like, what's your favorite Batman story? It's not Batman that makes these stories good. It's the writer behind them, right? So I would say
It's not the character?
No, fuck no, dude. I was gonna say, what is this, the 90s? You're like, I only read Wolverine, regardless of regardless of who's writing it. But the idea is Spider-Man. I would love to see him do Spider-Man because he could definitely take Peter to more dramatic places, or at least keep him in a dramatic place. Like he's good at drama. I love the drama. And
I'd like to see him do horror stuff. I think that's his strength.
There's plenty of horrific shit that happens in Spider-Man.
See, for me, I'd like him to work on to elevate like a C-list group of characters.
Give him Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider, Legion of Monsters, Mobius.
Give him Damian Hellstrom.
I want to see him,
especially since they're coming out with that show.
I want to see him do something mystery related for Marvel, because I think Marvel definitely lacks in that category. It's like the mystery kind of appeal, like the detective kind of aspect. And I'm having
Butter's like, they really lack in the DC part. The one thing that Marvel really lacks is the DC part.
I know Marvel has attempted to do like kind of
a detective comic,
if you will.
They've attempted to do.
This show's so ruthless.
They've to me only. To me only. Let's add that asterisk. This show is ruthless to Potter. But I know that they've attempted to do like murder mysteries in the past, and they've always just fallen short. So I think Scott Snyder would be a perfect talent to have.
I can't even think of a character.
I know, and that's
that would fit
more
that.
to my point. But to C's point, real quick about Spider-Man would be dope is that Scott Snyder, what I liked most about his Batman run was the emphasis that he put on Gotham and the setting and how it influences Batman's whole kind of character.
He
story.
gave the city like
its own
cool
kind of
history.
Character. Yeah. So I think
and
he would
new history, which is really cool.
And with all these characters kind of being based in New York City, I would love to see what he does to C's point, like Spider-Man and his surroundings.
A court of pigeons.
A court of rhinos? A court of goblins? No.
Court.
Court of cravens?
Ashley, go ahead and wrap us up for this one. What's kind of your pick for Scott Snyder's Marvel work?
So first thing that comes to, because when I think of Scott Snyder, I always think of like a picture of him just like with his big muscles hanging out.
Oh,
right.
Does he have muscles?
Seen these. Yeah, he's kind of.
I've never seen him.
Are you thinking Greg Capullo? Greg Capullo normally has like.
Greg Capullo? No.
No, yeah, like Greg Capullo's.
Well, yeah, it's Greg Capullo, but somebody had me follow him on Twitter, and the first picture he posted was like his arm
all ripped.
Yeah.
Damn, he got Dave Chappelle.
He sounds like doesn't sound like a big dude.
No, those are deceptive though. That's deceptive. True. Because Greg Land doesn't sound like a big dude.
Oh, is Greg Land big dude?
Homeboy, he could throw a car at you.
That's why I didn't want to confront him at a convention for tracing.
Oh my God.
Beat the shit out of him.
He's smushing people's heads with his fingers.
Trace your dead body.
He's like, oh, you think I'm tracing, huh? How about a fucking chalk outline?
How about I trace my fist up your fucking face?
Hey, oh.
Damn, Greg Land. We made him sound way more bad. He is not that badass. I've met him in person.
So pretty much, I don't know.
I didn't know he was muscular. Damn.
I mean, it was like the first picture I thought. Maybe that's why it's in my head.
You know what's awesome? I'll bet Greg Capullo was like, you're looking stringy, Snyder.
Yeah.
You're looking stringy.
You think he made him work out on Batman?
Oh, dude, I think it was like the Misfits, like back in the day. Like, they would work out and then play like band practice in like Jerry Only's garage. So like Capullo would be like, all right, let's brainstorm. Hold on.
Well, I mean,
dirty reps.
Can we stop objectifying Scott Snyder and just focus on his professional work?
Absolutely not.
No, but Ashley, what would you like to see Scott Snyder do at Marvel?
Maybe I'm just being snobby, but I haven't really been excited about this Donny Cates Thor going on.
Yes.
So he can take that over.
Yes.
It's got to get better.
Yes. I love it.
Also, I realized that when I met Greg Land,
wow!
At a convention.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Big.
I remember bigging him up.
Name
because
dropper.
I really liked Greg Land, and to think about it, I'm like, man, from one tracer to another. That's what
If you were like, yo, you a criminal like me.
Artist Spotlight, Greg Land.
Real quick. Speaking of Greg Land, have you guys ever
I'm not
seen?
saying shit.
Have you guys seen the thread that the list of like his references and like the faces and
Isn't it all porn?
Now, when you say reference,
yeah, probably a topic for another day.
Alex Ross uses reference.
Alex Ross uses reference. Drew Struzan uses reference.
Source material. How about that? Source material.
No, we're making your point for you.
Oh
that
yeah. Keep going.
He doesn't have references. He steals.
Yeah, it's different.
It's not a reference if you fucking copy it over.
I got it.
Trace it
Just
with
say
a
it
light
like
box.
this. See, sometimes, Butter, when we joke,
I don't know why I brought it up.
sometimes when we joke,
I don't know why I brought it up. Forget it.
we commit to it to the point where am I still explaining the joke more?
No, all right.
Okay.
I'm tired of you guys. Let's go on break so I can get
Butter's like, let's
further.
go on break so I can pour another glass of liquid smiles. Whiskey is my real friend.
All right. I want to go ahead and thank everyone that submitted emails. Tom, Malcolm, Joshua,
I'll take a
Trey,
glass of those smiles.
Tim Stacy, all of you guys. Thank you so much for the emails. We're going to go on music break. We'll play a beat by DJ Crumbs. This one's called Cupcake. We'll come back and do our champion season. So stay tuned.
Serious show.
Ashley,
Serious
should
topics.
I have hit record while we were on break?
No.
Definitely not. No fucking way. Shortbox will get 0 listeners.
But if you sign up for Patreon, you can hear the bonus.
Fucking right. Hear the scandalous new
Too
material.
hot for the internet.
Yo, Nick Wagner texted me while I was on.
Does he got a fucking camera in here?
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God! Yo, check that Dark Side figure. It's time to move.
No, it would be behind the Hellboy figure.
Yeah. This is really fucking. Hey, Shortbox Nation. Sorry for the interruption. Just a few quick words from our sponsor, and we'll get right back to the show. Yeah, so this is where I pick up my comics.
Excuse me, might I remind you the rules here at No Touch Collectibles? No loitering, no friendship, no touching the merchandise without gloves, and no free bags and boards.
Yeah, man, I know. This shop sucks. I don't even know why I shop here.
Well, we could go to Jacksonville's premier location for comic books, collectibles, toys, and more.
You okay?
At Gotham City Limits, you get 10% off comic books in your pull, 20% off trade paperbacks and hardcovers, 10% off high-end figures and statues, and free bags and boards. It's practically criminal.
And that's why Gotham City Limits is a place of the people.
How many times have you watched the Batman trilogy?
I'm ashamed to say.
Well, I mean, they're not bad.
One time for every time the Joker has taken the city hostage.
Are you done with that?
Yeah, I'm done.
Well, let's just go take our business there.
Gotham City Limit. It's the comic book shop Jax deserves, but not the one.
All right. I get it. It's a great shop. Let's just go. Nick Wagner hit me up. You know, good friend of the show. And he texted me. I guess he's listening to our Adams episode. He asked me, "Yeah, how much is a new window unit for the studio going to cost?" And I just started laughing. I was like, dude, touche, funny. It just gets hot in here when, there's 5 people in here. And he's like, no, seriously, do you guys need a window unit? Because you guys joke about it a lot. I'm here to help if you guys need.
Dude, that's funny. That's funny. Also, Nick,
window
we do need a window unit. So
Ask him for the money for the window. Come on, man.
I'm like,
can you imagine if you hear the sound of like a New York apartment, like with the apart, like the air, like hear the little streamers.
and then you hear Greg Land.
then you hear
Hey,
fucking-
you want to get traced?
Whoa, Jesus Christ! You hear Aunt May in the background. Peter, we're poor. I had to sell my body last night.
Oh no, Aunt May.
Aunt May, no.
You're not even sexy, Aunt May.
That's,
Marissa Tomei.
shut up! I can pop this.
Oh God. Oh Jesus.
Wow.
Aunt May.
Let me bleep that one out
don't wanna
too.
hear-
Peter, you fucking asshole!
Oh no, and me.
That's
That's the Scott Snyder
Put your
Spider-Man.
bloomers
That's
back on.
gonna be happening.
Now that's horrific.
Wait, what's the male equivalent to what Ashley said? Like a slightly like innocent thing, like up my skirt. What's the male equivalent of that? Is there
my
one?
fly? I don't know.
No, it's got to be innocent.
But
No.
innocent, okay.
Knock your socks off.
Knock your socks off.
Yeah,
No,
but that's
what?
unisex.
Different?
what about
I'm listening. Go on.
shit. I didn't have one. I just,
Guys,
I just wanted to insert myself in the conversation.
Guys, I was hoping you would finish my sentence for me.
What is
That's how the show goes.
But I was like, what about
Oh no.
hey, that really feels
Oh, that's gross.
Ashley, look where which you started.
Potter, you can always
yeah,
just
it
beep
was me.
these. It could be
I'm
one
going,
long beep.
I'm going
5 minutes of
I actually have my production work cut out for me. Jeez Louise.
for
No, I'm going
once.
to hate it.
It's gonna sound like the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test.
But really, the plan is to just bleep every time that Ashley said my skirt, right?
No, just the part.
Got it,
So
got
like
it.
we don't know what she
Oh.
meant. Like that
Oh,
really
no.
my skirt up, you know? Like what did
Got
she
it.
just say?
I got you.
But patrons, if you want to hear the actual unedited.
No, but Nick, thank you for the
I'm
offer.
so sorry, Cassie.
How
She
much-
just upped herself to
No,
this.
for real. For real. Yeah, that should be a shame.
Don't tell my wife.
$500.
$500. Yo, Nick's gonna cost like $500 for a good window unit. You know how it is.
You know how it is. It's Florida, dog. It gets hot. Shit, it's hurricane season.
All right. Well, yeah, I didn't know how to. I didn't know what transition to go from there. Yeah. I guess I can say that music break is provided by DJ Crumbs. Man, shout outs to DJ Crumbs. We've already read our emails, which puts us in a good position because I'm already tired of you guys.
Potter's like ready to get drinking.
Let's go straight to champion season.
Alcohol is my only friend.
I'm not even going to play the champion season song. I'm just going to play that song. Champion season, for those of you tuning in for the first time, it is our last segment of the show, thankfully, where we get an opportunity to go around the table and share a few things on pop culture that's really resonated with us. So this could be a comic book, a movie, a TV series, an album, whatever it may be. We feel, this is really dope and more people should be checking it out. Ashley, how about you do the honors? What are you going to champion today?
All right, I got two champions. Okay, first one is Hamilton. Has anybody watched it?
Oh.
I hear it in my house
Yeah?
every day. Every fucking day.
Wow.
I
I don't even know anything about Lin-Manuel Miranda personally, but I feel like he is a roommate in our apartment. And he needs to start paying fucking rent.
just all the hype, like I get it. I've been hearing hype about it for years, and then it finally dropped on Disney Plus. It was so good.
What you like about it?
I don't know. It was a musical, and I don't really like musicals, but it was just catchy and it was great.
Ashley's like, the fucking brown people.
It was.
Sorry.
I learned.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know why that one was funny. But...
Because racism is hilarious, Potter. You piece of shit.
But yeah, it is really long, so I had to watch it in two parts.
Oh, I'm aware.
Very long.
It sounds like
Sarah
you need a
listens
drink.
to
It
it
sounds
all
like you need a hard
the fucking
drink.
time.
But you've never watched it?
No.
Does she sing along with it?
Yes. Everything I can
Yeah.
learn about Alexander Hamilton, I can do in 5 minutes on Wikipedia, as opposed to 3 hours
But
of
it's like
singing.
a whole production. And it's on Disney Plus, so you can just watch it for free.
Now, I know what it's on. I know what it's
I'm
on.
aware.
It's also on
So-
Spotify.
But
It's
you
also
can't
on
watch
iTunes.
it.
It's also in my kitchen.
You can't watch them dance
I mean,
unless you watch it on Disney Plus.
I mean, you
But
ain't-
it's good. Just 3 hours. It's just
okay.
3
All
hours.
kidding aside.
You would dance if you
All
want.
kidding aside, Sarah was listening to it this morning while she was like doing like a little project around the house, and it's the closest I've come to just being like fucking giving up that fight and actually watching it, because like I hear it all the time, and it's just like I hear different parts of the play and different parts of like my life, so I can kind of piece together what happens based on the context I have from different days when Sarah's listening to it. So now it's like, okay, that's interesting. Okay, I get it. I get why people like this. And then I just always been like, but God damn it. I say I don't have time, but I just told Botter I spent 6 hours watching season 1 of Samurai Jack. You know what I mean? And that's something I've already seen before. So I feel like a bit of a hypocrite if I just say that. So it's, I don't know.
I mean, did she?
Well,
watch
Cesar
the
doesn't
Star
like
Wars?
America, so it's true. Makes sense.
It's true.
Has she sat down and watched the Star Wars movies with you,
Some
I see where
of
you're
them.
going with
or
this.
like Marvel movies that she wasn't?
Oh, I know where she's
it
going.
ain't
I know
going to
where
be.
she's going.
Look, you were in the right track with Star Wars, but there's only 3, so
Yeah.
there's only 3 Star Wars movies she could watch, and they all came out a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't know about anything else. And as far as Marvel is concerned, Botter knows he don't give a shit. He don't give a shit.
What?
No, me,
Oh, got it,
not
yeah,
you.
yeah.
You've got them playing in your head 24/7.
I'm seeing what I'm seeing what Ashley's setting up, and I'm like, man, she wore this sports coat because she's in like Dr. Phil mode. I like it. All right.
Oh,
Dr. Bill.
What?
It sounded like. Were you asking him about the Marvel and Star Wars? Because
Presidents wear sports coats too.
I was trying to guilt him into watching it for his wife.
I'm already guilty.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
saying.
I already feel guilty enough that I haven't watched it. One, because I'm Puerto Rican, so it's almost like I have to support the homie.
Yeah, you kind of got to.
I know.
Yeah, you dropping the ball a lot today, man. but
Are you
anyway,
kidding me right now? Is this really? Are we doing this? Are we fucking doing this right now? Are we gonna fucking do this
airing
right now?
of grievances.
No.
Are we really gonna do this right now? During champion season, we're gonna do this right now.
I'm doing this right now.
Fight.
I'm doing this right now, but you've already started doing this.
Dude.
Anyway, but we're
Fucking
still in,
best friend, and I'm. Ooh, we got to talk later.
we're still in Ashley's thunder. Ashley, I apologize. Continue your champion.
Okay, so my last one is The Other Side. I got it because it's a Jason Aaron book. It's about the Vietnam War, which,
God damn it, this guy is heavy.
Right?
This dude is heavy.
He just like pulls you into things like, like Scalped and like all of his like southern
Relentless.
Can I
hometown
see it?
stuff.
You know what? That is 100% Jason Aaron. Like they're like, hey, Jason Aaron, we're gonna let you write for Wolverine. What do you want to do? He goes to hell. Like, oh fuck. Okay.
And it's one of those books where it's like it's not enjoyable, but it's like it's written so well.
I was almost about to
Yo.
watch Hamilton until I realized you subject yourself to things that cause you pain.
So I only flipped through maybe 3-4 pages, and it's already horrific.
Yeah.
Like-
It's about war.
Butter's like, I got a boner. This really fills
It's kind
my
of like
condom.
if it's
Is that the same we're gonna run with? Episode title?
I think like what she's describing kind of I think the same way about like Southern Bastards. It's like it's uncomfortable
It
but
transcends,
familiar.
Yeah, it transcends the medium.
because it's growing up in the South. There's like a familiarity to it, but it's not like a fun superhero pleasant.
Sure,
read,
sure.
You know,
Yeah. It's yeah.
How did you come across this book? Because this wasn't a series.
how much
was
stuff
it?
did this guy write?
It's pretty much so.
Jesus.
Dave at Coliseum, he pretty much knows like anything Chip Zdarsky, Jason Aaron, like Tula Lotay. He just
pusher.
puts it in my pull box and he like puts it out in front of me, and I always buy it.
That's,
So-
a
Some
good
of the new stuff, kid.
That's a good look. No, that
Damn.
that looks solid. Thank you, Ashley. Ed, what do you got for champion season?
Got a couple. The first one is The Old Guard on Netflix, which is
What is that?
it is a comic book by name just totally.
Is this the one with
Greg
Charlize
Rucka.
Theron in it?
Yes, it's a Greg Rucka comic that they adapted for Netflix and put a lot of money into it. It's really, I'm not familiar with the comic, but Greg Rucka actually did the screenplay for this as well.
Huh.
So a lot of the stuff and the only changes are minimal, and it's just stuff I've read because I can't really say because I haven't read the books, but it's supposed to be, I guess, like kind of a mashup of the first 2 volumes, and they're doing a third one, and Charlize Theron's actually a producer on this as well, so she's teasing a sequel, but it's kind of like there's some tropiness about it, like this kind of band of immortals that just kind of, since there's no one else like them, they kind of stick together and they kind of do these invisible wars. They fight all these invisible wars away from people, and they die, but they basically get, so if they get killed, they actually do die, but then they just kind of regenerate and come back to life. But there's only so many times they can do that before it's their final time. So it's kind of an interesting thing. The action scenes are really good. It's done very differently from a lot of superhero stuff. So I think it's a cool thing because it's one of those things that can bring someone new into the comics, you know? It's a property that's not super well known, but it's something that if you see, it's like, now I'm kind of interested in getting the comics now after seeing the movie.
Have you seen it, Ashley?
Success.
No, I haven't.
It just came out like a couple weeks ago.
I only see the thumbnail on my Netflix.
I didn't know what it was
I
till
just see Charlize Theron with like a little short haircut, and I'm just kind of like, action movie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a cool action movie. Like I said, the actual fight scenes and the action scenes are so well done, and it's.
Can we just take that part and of the? It's a movie, right? Not a show.
No, it's a movie.
Just
So
put that at
you
the
don't have to sit
second
there.
half of Hancock. Right? Like it's the lame part of Hancock. Replace it with the cool part of the Immortal story.
Yeah, but it's pretty much hits the ground running. It's a good, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So it's not a series, so it's really easy getting it out. That's it's really good. I recommend that. And the other thing is I'm still going through my comics.
Oh, Jesus, Ed.
Dude, I'm not even halfway done. This is bullshit.
And you only have you to blame.
I was going to say,
I brought this on myself. Pandemic. I'll blame the pandemic. And I came across this series I totally forgot about, but Eric Larson did this run on Defenders. Not the new Defenders, but the old Nighthawk, Hellcat, Valkyrie, Hulk, Silver Surfer, Doctor Strange, and he's doing Savage Dragon. This is like 99, 2000. So he wrote and drew this, like, at least I think the first dozen plus issues of and it's hilarious. It's basically they fight this wizard, and he basically curses them to kind of anytime something bad happens, they automatically teleport together. So they're bonded. So Silver Surfer, no matter where they're at. So Silver Surfer, Hulk, Namor. and it's funny because it's if you like Eric Larson, you'll love this. It's just a big love letter to his version of Kirby. Craziness. It's him drawing whatever he wants. It's completely comedic. And it's like Hulk and Namor are just fighting each other all the time. Just like, stupid fish, man, you stink. And then it's like dumb stuff like that.
That's something I never would have thought of. Namor probably would stink.
Oh, and then
like
it's
a fish.
And it's like, he's like, don't touch me, lummox. And then Hulk would just touch him, and then he would just punch the shit out of him. And then Doctor Strange is like, are you children? What are you doing?
How many issues of this span?
I know I have at least maybe 12 to 15 issues of it.
Damn.
But there was some issues where he didn't draw it. He just wrote it. But he drew like at least the first 10 issues.
If I liked the Marvel Unlimited app, I'd probably checked it there.
Possible.
If you have it, yeah, it's a fun series.
But you should get the Marvel Unlimited app, man.
I'll consider it.
The plus tier is really good.
And it's kind of like a tribute to like that 70s kind of Defenders team that he's kind of paying tribute to, which is kind of like a offbeat, kind of goofier take on the superhero team. So that's something I just kind of rediscovered too. So those are my champions.
Nice.
Solid, man. Solid. See, what do you got for champion season?
I got nothing. Otter, what do you think? No. My champion will be the Ghostbusters remake for PS4. The game, it came out on PS3 originally, but they updated the graphics a little bit. It is essentially Ghostbusters 3.
Is that the one where you're training to be a Ghostbuster?
Right. And it's everyone, the original voices, like they got Harold Ramis before he passed away, and Bill Murray, freaking Ernie Hudson, Dan Aykroyd, they're all there.
Finally throw Ernie a bone.
Dude,
Jesus.
Even the guy that plays Walter Peck, they drag that guy up from wherever he's at. No, he's not in it. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Who else? It's a bunch of, like, it's
what's her name?
Insane.
Janine? What's her name?
Oh, Annie Potts?
Annie Potts?
I think they got a different voice actress for her.
She's awesome.
But essentially, it's like, it takes place in 1991, and it's like, the Vigo painting is in the ghost, like, warehouse, like the firehouse. You can, like, walk up to it, and it talks to you. God, it's so much fun. Like, and all the music is there. The game starts off with, like, the opens the way the movies do. Like, show a scene, something scary happens, and it goes off, and then they have opening credits. Like, it's cool. I mean, it's the closest thing to actually playing Ghostbusters as a Ghostbuster, and it's Bill Murray making the funny comments, and they don't sound like video game canny. Like, it's like Pause. Like, no, they're like riffing, and there's no pause.
It's like crazy
it sounds
they
good.
got him on it.
Right? Dude,
Because was there beef with him and Ramis, or who was the beef with?
the beef was that they wanted to make a movie and Bill Murray didn't. So there was beef, right?
Okay.
But like, fuck Bill Murray. I know it's not a popular thing to say, but Harold Ramis died, and we had an opportunity while he was alive to do a Ghostbusters, but you chose to do Garfield 1 and Garfield 2. So go fuck yourself, Bill Murray.
Garfield.
And now, anyway,
Wow.
it's a good game. And speaking of games, Mortal Kombat 11 came out. Fucking take my money because you can play as fucking RoboCop, and Peter Weller does his voice, and Arnold Schwarzenegger does the voice of the T-800.
Oh my god, yeah.
And Keith David does the voice of Spawn in the game.
Nice.
So I had to buy it. And the last thing is Dr. Sleep. If you guys haven't seen it, the sequel to The Shining. I dragged my feet on it for a long time. It flopped in
I
theaters.
heard mixed things about it, so I wasn't too thrilled.
Good. It's
Yeah?
really, it's 2 hours and 35 minutes long, and it is character driven. It's like, it feels like, I don't know how to explain it. It feels like a movie. Like most movies nowadays feel like events.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just sit down and it's like, whoa, like it's a crazy, it's the end of the world, everything's exploding, and it's, whatever. It's not, it takes its time. Mike Flanagan, the guy that did Haunting of Hill House, is the guy behind this movie. Yeah. Well, Henry Thomas is in this movie because he worked with him in Haunting of Hill House, and it's so good. It's both a sequel to The Shining, the movie, and also an adaptation of the book Dr. Sleep. And he managed to weave those in very, very seamlessly. Music is great. It's just as weird. He tries to do little nods to Kubrick, right down to having like the creepy ass fucking music where it's just, like weird, like fucking, what is that? What is that? Is that a choir? What are they saying? Oh my God, there's a ghost in my house. Like it's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
Okay.
Ewan McGregor, goddamn, he goes from being a drunk with drool coming out his mouth underneath an overpass to like being an orderly at a hospital. Like it's really good storytelling, great acting. Everybody sells it. The guy they got to play Scatman Carruthers as a ghost is fucking amazing. It's good. I highly recommend Dr. Sleep if you guys got, some time to kill during this pandemic.
Solid pick, C. Thank you.
You son of a bitch. You step on my fucking recommendation yet again.
Great.
I gave him a
Good job, see?
Great picks, bro.
Yeah, cool. Anyway.
My champions, I've got two. One is a graphic novel called March, written by Congressman John Lewis, overall American icon, one of the key figures of the civil rights movements. Co-written, by John Lewis alongside Andrew Aiden. Drawn by Nate Powell, who's a New York Times best-selling artist. He did Swallow Me Whole for he won an Eisner on that, and then the LA Times.
Why'd you laugh?
I don't know, because I expected everyone else to laugh. I'm sorry.
No one else laughed, Potter, except for you.
I'm childish. We're talking. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Anyways, written by John Lewis, Andrew Aiden, illustrated by Nate Powell. It is a first-hand account of John Lewis's lifelong struggle for civil and human rights. This particular book one, covers John Lewis's youth in rural Alabama, his life-changing meeting with Martin Luther King, as well as it follows kind of him starting the nonviolent lunch counter sit-ins with the Nashville student movement.
Oddly
Fun
enough,
fact.
the working title of this was also Southern Bastards, but for different reasons.
The title's taken. Oh.
Yeah.
I always get kind of the phrases mixed up. I don't think this would be considered autobiographical or I can't remember like what's the exact phrase for or specification for a book like semi loosely related on someone's life, but it's definitely a very quick read. I read it like in about an hour, but it was still just as powerful too. To see a comic book kind of address, which isn't too new, kind of racial inequality and fights for civil rights, but knowing that it was influenced by someone's firsthand accounts was remarkable, man. And to think that it's really not that far out. We're talking like what. late 50s, early 60s. It's like kind of a shame, you know. It was a tough, you know, read at times, but I think an important one at that. Fun fact: this comic book, you know, this graphic novel was directly influenced from a late 1950s comic book called Martin Luther King and the Montgomery Story, and it was like a 16-page comic book that accounted the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott that, you know, Rosa Parks and Dr. King and a whole bunch of other people took part in. It was a nonviolent protest. Well, that comic book, you know, like I said, was released in like 1957. It went unnoticed by mainstream comic books, but like was really important for civil rights groups, churches, and just schools or any other groups that were trying to mobilize, you know, a fight for equality non-violently. So there's definitely a lot of influence on that, you know, 1950s comic book here in March. And I recommend it, man, just to be able to read about like a real life kind of hero, someone who put it all on the line for something bigger than himself and went about it in a non-violent attitude. It's a remarkable read. And I mean, he even kind of states that it wasn't, you know, easy mentality to adopt. It was something that he had to work at. And he kind of talks about, you know, that student movement group that he was in and the amount of time they spent teaching nonviolence and actually practicing it. To see it kind of come to fruition with those lunch counter sit-ins, it's definitely great. And I'm actually looking forward to reading more graphic novels that touch on real life events like this and done in this fashion. So that's my first champion, is that March book 1. And then I'll champion Primal too, because I finally got around to actually...
Jesus. That's great. You know, I never thought it would happen to me because it haven't happened in a long time, Botter. A long time. The joke we always make where we're like, we'll suggest something to you, and then you'll be like, I'll get to it. And then like when you get to it, you're like, guys, have you heard of this? Has not happened in years. And then it snuck up on me, and I just realized like, I told Botter about this show like a year ago.
I honestly... That is more than likely what happened. I don't remember.
You're like, you know, I can neither confirm nor deny whether or not you...
I do remember reading or watching the first episode prior to the pandemic while I was still at the old place. Didn't get around to the other 4, because season 1 is about 5 episodes. It actually turned out 6 total. But I finally got around to watching the rest of the episodes.
What'd you think?
On Friday. Man, it blew my fucking mind. As a fan of Genndy Tartakovsky's other work, Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack, Clone Wars, it just felt like a natural kind of... And dare I say, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like this is like the best I've seen. Like, it feels like just such a natural, like, just progress. It's like, damn, this dude's artwork and just style just does not get... Like, there's just no flaws.
I think the animation is the best he's ever done.
That's
story-wise, Samurai Jack, I still think is number one.
Agreed. But even still, and you know, this kind of reminds me of how, you know, there's always those iconic silent issues of comic books that manage to tell a really great story in a single issue without any word bubbles.
Give me an example.
Like,
I know you got one.
Like the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say Snake Eyes. Yeah.
But I also think about the Batman and Robin issue that Peter J. Tomasi did. It was the issue where Batman's grieving over the death of Damian Wayne. It is a fantastic single. It is amazing. So imagine like the ability to tell an emotional story like that, but done in animation form and ramped up with a lot more action is how I kind of feel. It feels like I watched Turok meets Mad Max meets Frank Frazetta. It was just so fucking badass, man. Like,
have you guys seen Primal?
I know what you're talking about. I haven't sit and watched it.
It's really good,
dude.
It's really good.
Every episode is, I think, 20, 21 minutes.
I didn't do it to spite you, see. Just to let you know.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to agree with you whatever you say.
I ended up watching it on HBO Max of all apps. They've got the first 5 episodes of season 1 up. And I can't recommend it enough. For anyone kind of curious about it, it takes place in a prehistoric world. It follows a caveman by the name of Spear alongside a female Tyrannosaurus Rex called Fang. And it's about, they're brought together by, of course, like tragedy.
It's so tragic.
Yeah. And it's about like their partnership and adventures in this prehistoric world, fighting super violent creatures and things like that. But,
so the best way I can describe this cartoon is... Genndy Tartakovsky knows that there is a visual language of film, and he knows how to freaking exploit it. Like, to where, like, if you can watch a movie where there's nothing happening. Like you could watch Conan the Barbarian. If you took out Mako's, amazing narration, it would still kind of work in the beginning, right? Because like John Milius knows how to tell a story with just pictures and just scenes, right? Tartakovsky knows how to tell that story with the visual language of film, just in a cartoon. And second, for anybody that remembers the original Johnny Quest cartoon and got that boner when the fucking pterodactyl just flew out of nowhere, like you're like, what? There's pterodactyls in this cartoon? Are you serious?
It is so fun. It is action packed. It is emotional and just gorgeous to look at. I mean, I was pausing. I was pausing certain frames because I just wanted to take in everything. Not only are the character designs great, I mean, I've never seen a mammoth as badass as episode 3, or the way he draws like the bats in episode 4.
Talk dirty to
but
me.
the scenery in the back, man, it's just like they've paid attention to everything. I'm telling you, it's some of his best work that I've seen. So I recommend it. It's on HBO Max, and I'm hoping that news of season 2 comes out here soon. So those are my champions. I think we are at a good stopping point. I think that is the end of our show. I did want to ask you guys real quick, man, since it'll probably be about a week or two since before we come back, what's in the queue for you guys as far as like things that you're about to get into as far as reading or movies on your list? You guys have anything in your immediate queue? Like mine would include I want to get around to the Todd McFarlane sci-fi documentary. There is I found a Genndy Tartakovsky a short documentary on YouTube called The Story of Genndy Tartakovsky, and I've been wanting to kind of get back into the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man run. Just doing all this talk about him, I kind of I got an itch for that.
I guess I've been just kind of rediscovering stuff going through my comics, and I've been just kind of foolishly I'm having to get collections now, so it's costing me money to organize my shit. But yeah, the Todd McFarlane, I'm kind of halfway through with that. And it's pretty good documentary. It's not just all Todd patting himself on the back.
Okay,
so I imagine
there's that. It's in there. Don't worry, it's in there.
There's enough controversy surrounding him that they could get some drama.
But it's a really good, and I think it's only like a.
Yeah, it's like 40 something.
40, it's an hour for TV, but like 40 minutes,
Bet.
on YouTube. They have it on YouTube already, so you can just watch it.
Cool. Ashley, what about you? What's in your queue?
I've been rereading Game of Thrones.
Oh, the books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's after that. Probably something new.
Okay.
Well, they're doing the prequel for HBO Max, right?
Are they still
Are they
doing
really?
it?
Yeah.
I thought they canceled all
I
that.
thought they had.
No,
I
think
hope
they're
they
still
are, but
doing it. I think there was a panel.
Now there's still money to be made, baby.
Yeah. Plus, they need to make up for that shit last season.
yeah.
What about you, Steve?
I mean, they got, what is it? They're not doing any more Star Wars trilogies, so those guys got to go back to doing something.
Yeah.
The showrunners / writers, right?
Yeah, they
were like, guys, we're in the money. We're doing the next Star Wars trilogy.
and then they watched season
Rise
8.
of Skywalker.
Like, you guys are fired.
Yeah.
They're like,
We haven't even
"Ooh."
started. I know.
Nah, we ain't doing one.
See, what's in your queue?
Well, I figure you're this Q thing is interesting because it's something I don't know how often we do, because we fucking joke around clearly a lot on the show and we give each other all kinds of shit. I wonder how often we take each other's recommendations regarding champion season. Probably like, that's nice. That's nice.
No.
But
I feel like I'm a walking testament.
I know. I think not always. Not always.
We're not as blatant about it as some people, but
we occasionally do. Ashley, she watched Vampire Hunter D, so I figure it it would only be fair if I exposed myself to Hamilton in the most open-minded way possible. And also, both you guys kind of co-signed on Southern Bastards, and that's one I've been meaning to get a hold of. So
you want to borrow it? Let me know.
I believe it or not, God damn it, believe it or not, I actually do have the first trade. Haven't looked at, haven't gotten around to it. It's not the only one. There's a few others that I'm like,
I got so much shit on
they're
my
like,
shelves. I haven't read.
that I'm like, I know it. Like, it's like weird. Like, how often have you guys run into this thing where it's like, you know something is good, and because you know it's good, it's like, oh,
It can wait.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
for sure.
That's
because there's no risk there, so it's not like, oh, I don't know,
not
maybe
going
I
anywhere.
like it. Exactly.
That's
exactly.
part of the cultural zeitgeist, where it's,
It's
like because the culture.
what do those words mean?
The cult.
Look at you, fancy word.
It's sort of like okay,
Seriously,
Scarface.
guys, I don't know what they
Scarface
mean.
would be
I
an
don't
easy
know
one.
what
There are people who have never watched Scarface but know that it's a great movie. It's considered, one of the best. They probably know a bunch of the quotes, a bunch of the scenes, but have never watched it. But it's because the culture and the group, society at large has deemed it such a classic, and there's references made to it all the time. They've kind of absorbed it into their they've kind of absorbed its. They've absorbed it without ever watching it, is kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah. And I think that's what you're getting at, is that there are titles, and in comic books especially, where it's such a fan culture where you're always interacting with people and getting recommendations. And eventually you start hearing, similar titles being mentioned. Oh, okay, that's got to be good. So I'm going to buy a copy. I might not read it, but I own it. And if I ever need to reference it or read it, I've got it. So I think what you're explaining is like a prime example of like the cultural zeitgeist, where it's like, well, I've heard everyone talk about Southern Bastards. I'll buy the copy, and when I get around to it, I'll get around to it.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
That's not... No.
I knew you had a good punchline because you were silent the whole time. I was like, oh, he's got something. Be prepared. So what it sounds like, you're doing
I just told you, don't you fucking put words in my mouth.
Like you are going to take some homework out of this episode?
Yeah, I'll be the first one to say it. I rarely, I'll be like, well, that's good for Ed, and that's good for Ashley, and that's good for Botter. But
fuck them.
I don't know. Yes, fuck them. No, this is the episode. I'm like bouncing on everybody. I'm like, yo, no, I like what you like. I like what you like. I like what you like. Botter doesn't like Marvel. So
it's a bizarro world.
Yeah, right. I just, COVID does strange things. We're all in weird places.
Okay, so it sounds like, you're gonna try to check out Hamilton and Southern Bastards.
Okay,
yeah. Word.
Wow.
That's what I'll do.
All right. Well, then next episode, Ed, you can figure out what homework you want.
I know there's a bunch of people. Oh, God damn it! I know there's a bunch of people out there that are like,
yes, he will be into Hamilton. I knew he will like it.
But it sounds like next time.
You have to write a paper too? Jesus.
No,
I'm not doing that.
If you get around to it, you get around to it.
Yeah, I may fucking hate it also. So
yeah,
that's true.
I actually didn't have a glowing review of Vampire Hunter D, as you remember.
That's
true.
True.
So
one of them she enjoyed watching
the experience.
The experience. All right.
And I am.
Yes. I enjoyed
I'm
the
20
experience.
pages into Dune.
Oh, I figured you're gonna like it
Yeah.
because it's Game of Thrones.
Ooh.
Just in outer space. That's all. No,
That's all.
I mean, seriously,
Sandworms.
don't watch the movie. The movie doesn't capture all the political nuance of all the different houses trying to feud with each other
it's
and
crazy
trying
they
to
try
get
to do
the
that
empire
in one movie.
Yeah. Well, they're doing it in 2.
Oh.
And also, next time we meet up, top 5 artists. I want to hear the
top
top
5.
5 artists. Okay. Top 5, not Dylon.
Or what? Teach.
What are you gonna do about it?
That's it,
right,
young man. You mess with the bull.
I
Get the horns.
am ready to go to end this episode. Before then, any shameless plugs, shout outs, anything?
Yeah,
you
actually,
wanna
any
mention?
shameless plugs? Maybe podcasts
Any
you're
other
on that
podcasts that you do reviews for?
audio reviews for comic
Betray
books.
us, Judas? What?
Yeah.
Is that the name of the podcast? Today on Betray Us, Judas.
You're listening to the Iscariot Report.
Hit that smash button. Hit that smash
Oh,
button.
God damn it.
Sorry, I fucked it up.
Fuck the
I can't be a YouTuber. All right, go ahead, Ashley. Any shameless plugs?
No, I'm good. I'll see you guys.
I don't need to
She's
plug
like,
it
I'm
here.
never coming back.
I don't
See
need
you
to plug
never.
it here.
Damn, we're almost at 300, Ashley. At least see it out. At least see it out. I mean, you hit the milestone. All right, Ed, what about you?
Just taking commissions at Bot5000, Instagram, wherever else.
All right.
That's it.
See, what about you? New shameless plugs, shout outs, comments, blah? Okay, word. I only got one shout out, and that is to Warren Evans, aka the Bart of Darkness. His new podcast, his first podcast ever, Simpsons is Greater Than. Will be.
What's it called again?
Simpsons is Greater Than.
One more time?
Simpsons is Greater Than.
There we go.
His pilot episode drops next week. We'll be premiering that here on our Shortbox feed. So August 12th, you'll get to hear the pilot episode of his new podcast, Simpsons is Greater Than. It is, and he's coming out the gate strong, man. His first episode is an interview he did with Yardley Smith, the voice of Lisa Simpson, a role that she's had since like the late 80s. So August 12th, we'll be premiering, like I said, that pilot episode on his behalf. We'll actually be premiering 2 of his pilot episodes before he gets his channel and feed up and running. So shout outs to Warren Evans, Bart of Darkness. Follow him on Instagram. I think he's also created like a Instagram and Twitter for that Simpsons is Greater Than. So yeah, be on the lookout. I also recorded a bonus episode with Warren talking about the podcast and the start of that. So we'll have that out probably same week as this episode. So
Do you know, is this podcast for people who only know about The Simpsons?
No, and that's one of the things we talked about in our bonus episode we recorded. That
Fucking sell it, buddy.
this
Fucking sell it.
interview, I'm sorry, his podcast is just for, it's going to be accessible for people who are not diehard Simpsons fans. The goal is to kind of talk about the cultural impact, the importance, and how that show has influenced other...
Predicted the future.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, the fact that we're saying that and referencing that is a testament to how woven into the tapestry of American culture The Simpsons is.
And that's going to be kind of the highlight. It's more from a fan perspective. It's not going to be a review show. They're not going to look at every episode. His goal is to just talk with other fans that enjoy The Simpsons as much as he does and talk about its impact on them. So he's going to have a bunch of artists, creators, and whatnot on the show. So, but his interviews are solid. I can't wait to premiere those. And it's definitely a big honor to help out a friend and starting up their own podcast.
Cool.
So yeah, that is the end of our show. Shortbox Nation, thank you guys for hanging out and sharing your most valuable commodity with us, which is your time. Thank you. It is appreciated. I want to give another round of applause and shout out to our sponsor, Gotham City Limit, and of course, our Shortbox patrons. If you want bonus episodes, commercial-free listening, merchandise, access to our next private live show, consider becoming a Shortbox patron on patreon.com/theshortbox. Your contributions help us keep the lights on here at Shortbox Studios. With all that being said, listeners, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. We'll have that Simpsons is Greater Than pilot episode dropping next week. So in the meantime, continue to make mine and yours Shortbox.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and just edit. Keep it geeky.
God damn it.
Yo, what happened to peace?
Peace.